Hmm? And let me share the screen. Okay. Before we get started, Omi Tutu, Ona Tutu, Ile Tutu, Tutu Igungu. We are just calling on our benevolent ancestors to be in the midst of our space at this time. The ones that love us, the ones that protect us, the ones that walk with us, the ones that want to see us reach our highest good, want us to walk in our purpose and our destiny. We call on all the communal ancestors to come into the midst of our space at this time. Let the messages of this class resonate with our spirits. Let us be assured and empowered to receive answers from you as we are asking for whatever it is that we may need in our lives. Ancestors, we love you and we appreciate all that you do. We appreciate that you know so much further than we do. And so continue to move on our behalf as we continue to walk towards our destiny.
Yes, continue to watch over us, continue to support us, continue to show us the way when we have no clue. Continue to reveal to us more and more of who it is that we truly are.
Ashe.
Continue to awaken in us the importance of the relationship that we are building with you. Continue to guide us, like continue to love us, like
yes.
like continue to awaken those aspects of us that are asleep, so we can fully be alive in this realm, so we can truly see and have clarity of what's going on in this world and those things that are truly important, so we can let all of illusions go and we can see what's really real. And we can live our life according to what's really real, that we don't fall into any traps, that we don't fall into being misguided by the media, by the world that they are portraying to us, trying to convince us that is the real world, that we don't fall into the traps of that, but we can live in reality. We can live in the oneness that we truly share with nature and this universe and with the divine, the creator, creators of all things, that we can live our life in that kind of way. That we can heal in the ways that we need to heal, that we can mature in the ways that we need to mature, that we can bear the fruit that we come here to bear, that our life can be purposeful and meaningful.
Yes.
Ashe.
Ashe. Ashe. Ashe-o.
Ashe-o.
This week we are doing, this week is Etheric Touch Ancestral Reverence, and we're talking a little bit about divination.
Yes.
One of the things that I do want to make sure that I start this class off saying is that this is not a full divination class. In other words, I'm not going into tarot cards really heavily and the different aspects of the suits. I have different people that offer continuing education to go more in depth into divination. Our goal here for this class is to just give you a vehicle to be able to receive some of the answers that you may be, that we all want from the spirit realm, that we all want from our ancestors. We want to know that we are being heard. We want to know that they recognize what it is that we are asking for and that they have guidance, you know what I'm saying, advice on the ways that we move. So I just wanted to make sure that I said that to you all. So as far as the slideshow is concerned, it's going to be it's going to be pretty short because most of this class is going to be more interactive.
Right.
So today what we're going to talk about is what is divination, the different types of divination. We're going to be working today with the pendulum and oracle cards, okay? So what is divination? And my head is in the way of this. Sorry, y'all. The practice of determining the hidden significance or cause of events, sometimes foretelling the future by various natural, psychological, and other techniques. So divination has been something that has been part of our culture indigenously worldwide. Every
Right.
culture on the planet has some form of divinations that they use to be able to have this communication with spirit. They some people call it like the book of knowledge. Some people's ultimately what they're doing is um, recognizing the patterns
Right.
that are happening on earth, you know what I'm saying, and being able to distinguish what it is that spirit is, how spirit is guiding us through different situations, topics, significant events within our lives. This could be natural, which, you know, we talked a little bit earlier about animal totems. We talked about transitioning. It could be psychological, what's going on with you mentally. You know what I'm saying? It could be all kinds of different messages that come through divination. Ultimately, what we're saying in divination is we want to relinquish control of the result and give it to spirit, for spirit to guide us into what it is that we should be doing.
Right. You know, like things like the tarot, the reason why our ancestors created this is because like they were seeking messages from spirit, but they created things like the oracle and the tower and the tarot to get out of their own mind and to get out of their own emotions, because a lot of times our mind state of what we feel can influence how we interpret reality. And so this is why they created these divination techniques, so they can have a direct communication with spirit beyond themselves, like beyond their emotional state or beyond their mental state, that it won't be influenced, like what they were seeing won't be influenced by those things. So the tarot, the oracle, they created it so that they would have the ability to see in all directions. Like this what this is about. The ability to see in all directions, the ability to know, the ability to not live life in darkness, the ability to be able to see and understand in times of so-called darkness, that we don't have to be completely in that we can still see and receive navigation and guidance, and not being guided by our emotions, like I said, because if you see in life, like most people take actions from their emotions and how they feel, or just whatever they got planned on, whatever story they got going on in their minds about a certain situation. But in most cases, it don't be correct. And so this is why we go to the oracle to see, okay, like, what is this situation really about? Like, what is this really telling me? Like, what am I not seeing that I need to see so I can know how to conduct myself within this situation? And this is why the tarot is so important.
I would say divination is
Divination.
so
I didn't mean to
important.
say tarot, but
Yes.
divination is so important
Yes.
in our daily life, because we know things happen in our life that have us emotional, have us all in our minds. You know what I mean? Like, we know that. So how can I go beyond that to tap into what spirit is really saying for me, or to me? And this is the reason why I'm really experiencing this situation, so I can get out of my own ego about it, because that's hard for people to do, is to get out of their own ego. And even when people do readings and get certain answers, it's still hard for people to get out of their ego, because a lot of times what comes up might not be what you want to hear. But this is when other aspects of ourselves we have to be tuned into, like things of like surrender, like to spirit, like the guidance of spirit. Like, it's hard for people to really be guided by spirit, because spirit in most cases is contrary to the way that we normally will behave in certain kind of situations.
And I'd even go as far as to say, like, specifically for us, like, we have been conditioned by society to fear the oracle. We have been conditioned by society to fear spirit, right? So the majority of the time when we see tarot card readings or divinations being done, crystal ball readings, and in the media, is always coming with the connotation of spookism. You know what I'm saying? It always comes with this connotation of death and, you know, these
or silliness
or negative spirits haunting, you know what I'm saying? And it's purposefully done. And it's purposefully done because they do not want us to tap into our culture. They do not want us to tap into what naturally comes for us. They don't want us to tap into what it is that we naturally are able to do. And so they want you to fear it. This Ouija board, I remember, I know everybody's seen some kind of movie back in the day with an Ouija board, and how, let me mute you, boo. Happy birthday, by the way. Carol was the
Happy
same day as Kumara. So with the Ouija board, the Ouija board, sorry, the Ouija board, right, Ouija board, right? Every time we see something with the Ouija board, it's always something crazy attached to the Ouija board, right? And so this is just an example of how they are purposely perpetuating this fear tactic to keep you away from what's naturally yours. And so our goal is to introduce you back into the ways of the ancient, introduce
indigenous mind state.
Right, the African-centered mind state.
Right, indigenous mind state. It's not just Africa, it's all over the world. You know,
absolutely,
the indigenous mind state.
Absolutely.
Because like we are global people, like it's a global empire that we are. This is why anywhere you go on planet Earth, you're gonna see a remnants of ourselves. You're gonna see a remnants of our people. Like this is a global empire. So this is the way of planet Earth that was taken away. Like they took the culture of planet Earth away and gave us a foreign culture. Like we know that already, but we have to get beyond the fear of returning to what is ours because of the way that they have given it back to us. This is what happened. They took our culture, revamped it, and they gave it back to us in a way that will confuse us or cause us to fear who it is that we truly are. And this is the awakening that we're having. It's to go beyond that fear and to go beyond that confusion of who it is that we are, because our people are confused about themselves because we've had no culture, and culture is what is going to remedy that when we come back into our way. And the oracle, just divination itself, like all it's doing is giving us a tool to tap back into our own selves so we can ascend back to that place that we don't need these external tools anymore. When we understand that we are the magician, like when we understand that we are the wizards, like when we understand that we are these things, we won't need these tools anymore. But until we get back to these places, these ancestors put these things in place for us because they understood the fall that we was going to have as a people. Like they foresaw this coming. They knew what our experience was getting ready to be. And so they put certain things in place. They built pyramids with certain messages on them. They created all of these things in stone to where we can remind ourselves of who it is, or they could remind them themselves.
We can remind
ourselves that we are them. You know
absolutely.
what I'm saying?
So ultimately reminding themselves.
Right. Right.
A divination system is a standardized process deriving from a learned discipline based on an extensive body of knowledge. This knowledge may or may not be literally expressed during the interpretation of the oracle message. The diviner may utilize a fixed corpus, such as the Yoruba Ifa Odu verses, or a more diffused body of esoteric knowledge. Divining processes are diverse, but all follow set routines by which otherwise inaccessible information is obtained. Some type of device usually is employed, from a simple sliding object to the myriad symbolic items shaken in diviner's baskets. Sometimes the diviner's body becomes the vehicle of communication through spirit possession.
Right.
Some diviners operate self-explanatory mechanisms that reveal answers. Other systems require the diviner to interpret cryptic, metaphoric messages. The final diagnosis and plan for action are rendered collectively by the diviner and the client. And that was by The Silent Voices of African Divination by Philip M. Peake. So one of the things that I wanted us to really start to recognize is that, just like Conjure was saying earlier, yes, diviners do have tools that they use to divine, to receive the messages of spirit, but also too, what the goal is to be able to tap into your own intuition, your own spirit. And when they talk about spirit possession, what they're saying is that you're a medium. What they're saying is that spirit is speaking through you now. You know what I'm saying? And again, when we look at the media, it is always something that seems so almost violent in a way. I remember that one, was it Ghosts? Whoopi Goldberg, when she got possessed, and it was like, whoo, whoo, whoo. You know what I'm saying? It's always these things that are so, spooky. It's a spookism that's wrapped around these practices. But what I want you to understand is that one, this is part of our way. Two, as you build up your intuition, there's spirits flying everywhere in here. As you build up your intuition, you will start to really trust yourself and what spirit is showing you. And so then the cards are really just in place to spark maybe an image in your mind or to remind you of something, to bring certain messages to the surface. But in time, you know what I'm saying, you may be able to conjure spirit on by yourself, like no longer necessarily need the tools, you know what I'm saying, but can conjure the messages of spirit. And you'll see it like you won't even recognize it. There's been so many times that I've spoken to many people and we're just talking. And then like, man, I knew that must be spirit talking because I was just thinking da 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 da. I'm not consciously conjuring spirit in that moment. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking from a place of whatever the conversation is, and spirit is speaking through me. I don't believe, the majority of you've had readings with us. I don't believe you've ever seen me go into a full possession of spirit to where it freaked you out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it comes in regular conversation. Sometimes we're not even aware that spirit sent us to give you this message.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So even if you feel right now that divination is outside of your scope, I don't want you to be discouraged. It is a practice, just like meditation is a practice, just like speaking to your ancestors is a practice. This is something that you do for yourself over time. And as you get more confident in the patterns that are showing up in your life, then you can decide if you want to expand onto others.
And like I always say, like in previous classes, it's important for us to remember and understand that life itself is divination, family. Life itself is divination. If we can't interpret the nature around us, so we can't interpret, you know what I mean, like the heavens above, for an example, like when we see the sky get gray and clouds come in, like, and you're like, yo, it's getting ready to be a storm or it's getting ready to rain, like just simple things like that, like being able to interpret the reality around us so we can know how to navigate ourselves, like in life. Like if that storm is coming, okay, well, let me go ahead and get to the house and get settled in because the storm coming. Like it's as simple as that. But life itself is divination. And so we have to be able to interpret the symbolism of nature, because we know, like within nature, the divine is in there. Like what we call God is in there. You know what I'm saying? So we have to be able to interpret what is being said to us, like in life, like as we move through it. So we won't, make the mistake of being guided by things like media or the wrong kind of music, or just like what they push out to society to make you want to think the world is coming to an end, or make you want to try to put you in a place of panic because you don't really understand what's going on in life. And this is why we have to interpret what's going on within life, because if we listen to what society is trying to pump into us, it's going to keep us in places of fear and confusion and feeling like we don't have no control of our life and what we're going to experience in life. Like it's this fate that, like whatever they say we're going to befall, it's going to befall us. Like we get lost in it because we can't interpret reality, like the true reality of the messages that are coming from that. Like the universe is going to tell you, like, yo, everything is okay. Everything is okay. Don't listen to that. Like all is good. Like even though they're trying to tell you it's a storm, you got peace. Like because you understand, the conversation that I'm having with you. Like this is a conversation, like the conversation that I'm having with you, so we don't get lost in this matrix.
Which is one of the reasons.
That's very important.
And I'm hoping that by this point in the program, you can see how we've been building you up. Like you can see how we started with self-care for a reason, so that you can find centeredness within yourself, so you can find groundedness within yourself. We started with the ancestors, so you begin that conversation with the ancestors, so you start to become comfortable with the relationship with spirit. You know what I'm saying? We tell you to go pay attention to the insights, pay attention to the synchronicities. Don't take these as coincidences, because these are the messages. So now you're learning to divine in your own life.
You are one with nature,
you see?
Universe.
And so these are just like, these are the building blocks to the fullness of who it is that you are,
Right.
Okay, and this is really little. Divination tools. There are various methods people have used since ancient times all over the world. Divination was an innate part of culture of the indigenous people, keeping them aware of the past, present, and future events. A list of numerous ways to divine, and I'm going to see if I can pull this up so that you all can see it. No, not going to let me pull. Maybe it will. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. No, it's not going to let me show you. But if you want to see the numerous ways, there's more than 100 and something different types of divination tools. And Wikipedia shows you the majority of them from A to Z. You know, the ones that we'll be talking about today are the more popular tools. So tarot and oracle cards. Tarot cards are traditionally have 78 cards in a deck. However, the number of cards of an oracle deck vary. Each card depicts a unique meaning. The reader will shuffle the cards and lay them out. By interpreting the symbols on the card, the reader will interpret the meaning of the cards or the meaning of spirit. The crystal ball. The crystal ball, the seeker centers the mind and concentrates on the crystal ball while holding the question in their mind. The seeker interprets images formed in the crystal ball for the answer. It is important the seekers clear their mind and meditate to have a clear vision. So again, when we're talking about the oracle, when we're talking about crystal balls, when we're talking about all of these divination methods, which we're actually saying is that we're relinquishing the control of what it is that we think, and we're being guided by spirit.
Yeah, and as well as these different, it's a story like when I first got my crystal ball. Like I had one of the most amazing experiences that like I didn't have like in my life. Like a sister friend of Osuntola's, like for my birthday, that's what she got me. Like, and we went to her house to pick the crystal ball up, and like I was just like it just made me so happy for some reason. Like this gift, I'm like, yo, like it's so beautiful. Like this is exactly what that I wanted at this time. Like I'm so grateful for it. And I'm spending this time with the crystal ball, Osuntola. And the sister friend was, in another room having their own conversation. And I'm sitting there, I got it in my arm like this. I'm talking to it. I'm
like a baby,
like I'm activating it. You know what I'm saying? And so like all of a sudden, like Osuntola was like, like, why are you texting me? I'm like, I'm not sending you no text message. I ain't even have my phone in my hand. So I pulled, she called me in the room. So I go in the room with her and I start looking at my phone and she's showing me the texts that, I had sent to her on her phone, and I'm looking at my phone like, Dad, like, how did this happen? And so the messages that came through, the first thing was like when she let me hear the messages on her phone, I think the first thing was static.
The first thing was like an SOS GPS location that actually pinpointed where we were.
Where we was at. Literally. And so it said SOS, and it dropped the location to the home that we was at. And it was like, I need help.
I need help.
I need help. And then static, I think, was the next one. Now, if you know anything about static, like static is a way that spirit speaks through static a lot. Like when you see the movies, you see the TV in static, you know what I mean? Spirit to speak, or spirit speaks through static a lot. So the second message was static. And then after that message, was that the one with the image of me inside of the crystal ball? Like after that message, it was an image of me inside of the crystal ball, like one of the messages that went to my phone from Osuntola's phone, which is no way, like I'm thinking like, how did this happen? Like it was very like mysterious, like that this thing had happened, but my image was inside of the crystal ball. And then the next thing you know, like this possession started happening to me. Like the spirit started entering into me, and I could feel the spirit entering into me. And when that began to happen, Osuntola recognized what was going on. And so she guided the spirit all the way in and then communicated with the spirit with me not being consciously aware. Like she was communicating with that spirit, like the messages that it had for me at that time. Like these things are real, and it wasn't violent. And it wasn't, like they try to portray these things like in the media to try to get us to think these things are like devilish or
like exorcism or some shit like that.
You know what I'm saying? But we have to understand that these are the people that we are. Like we even see it in church, like when people catch the Holy Ghost and something possesses them and they all over the place. Some of it be acting, but all of it don't be active.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like spirit, like we are the melanites, and that goes back into us understanding like what melanin is. Like melanin is a 100% conductor of every universal energy within this universe.
Mm-hmm.
We absorb it, we take it in. Like spirits can enter into us easily. That's what we see on like in life every day. Really, like people have been possessed by different spirits that cause them to behave in a certain kind of way. Like these are possessions, whether we call that spirit anger, whether we call that spirit sadness, and it causes that person to take their life. Like these things are possessions.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to understand that.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is why we have to be, like living a life that our pure self, like we can be living our life from a purity of who it is that we are, because it's so easy for other energies, for other spirits to come in and take us and then lead us down a road and lead us down a path where we're going to have experiences like the spirit of frustration. We have to understand these things are spirits, because like we make them so simple. Oh, I'm just frustrated. And because I'm frustrated, I'm acting like this and I'm doing that. But like that's a possession. And so we have to understand what possession truly is and how subtle it can be. Like it can cause us to think like this is natural. When it's not, it's natural for me to sit here and be depressed. And because I'm depressed, I'm doing such and such and such because I'm depressed, or I'm angry. So I'm doing such and such because I'm angry. These energies take possession of the body. Like if you are angry, the body, like you might act violently towards someone because you are angry. This is possessions of the body. If you are sad, like what causes a person, what comes in and might call a person to take their life because they're depression. Now you're using this body to do something to take your own life. Like something has possessed that body to take his life. These are spirits. And so this can't be anything that is spooky for us. We have to understand like this is natural in life. And this is why we do things intentionally. Like we call on certain energies that we have researched and we've understood, or we have been guided by elders to call into our life. Spirits that will bring healing into our life. Spirits that, like that will help us or heal us in the way that we need to be healed. That's why we can't just be out here just calling on spirits like yo, it's not like that. We have to know how to be specific. We have to know how things are done so the right spirits can take possession of us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like this is life every day, and we have to be able to recognize it every day.
I just really want the fear of it to start to dissipate. You know what I'm saying? The fear of spirit to start to dissipate, the fear of possession to start to dissipate. Like this is when we go to church and we see all these energies running up and down the aisle and shouting, that's possession. You know what I'm saying? And so more likely than not, you've seen it or you've witnessed it in somebody, or it could have been you yourself.
Come out of the Christian church.
You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to, what our point is to eliminate the fear of what we say is spirit possession.
Spookism.
Numerology is a form of divination. It's the art of using numbers to depict the course of your life or guide into the future. This system uses your name or birth date to formulate one singular number or series of numbers. The numbers are interpreted to an awareness of behavior and patterns, as well as your life path. Of course, y'all know that Alexis is a numerologist. So if you are interested, definitely reach out to her. The I Ching, if you've had a divination with us at any point, then you know that this is one of our favorites. Is an ancient Chinese, really is ancient African, but stems from China. Ancient Chinese used coins or straws to explain behavior and character, as well as the spiritual forces that govern the topic at hand. By tossing coins 6 times, a series of hexagrams are used to explain guidance or awareness. We also have runes. Runes are symbols engraved or drawn on pieces of wood and stones or tiles, usually carried in a pouch. They can be laid or tossed to interpret messages. The reader will read the stones that are faced up, which means those are the stones that are speaking. And then, of course, astrology, divination of the influences of the stars. And can you move your head, please? Planets and human affairs and earthly events by their positions and aspects. So that's astrology. My bad, y'all. I didn't know our heads were gonna be in the way of the slide. I can definitely rearrange this so we won't have to bob and weave through the course again.
Which is like astrology, like which is the original, like like as above, so below. Like that was one of the most important proverbs in indigenous culture. Like one of the things that everyone understood, like as above, so below. Like it's even in our prayers, like thou will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And so like when we get into astrology, and our ancestors always have said that we are all stars on earth. And this is why they mapped the pyramids to different stars within heaven, because they knew the only thing that was happening in earth is what was going on in heaven. But like what's going on now is that we have been disconnected from the heavens, and we just living our life earthbound like most people. You know what I'm saying? So we lose things like our destiny. Like we don't understand things about why we were born. Like we don't get the guidance that we should have about our mission here. Like it's like our like when you
Our
buy
blueprint.
something, like when you buy something and you get the instructions, okay, like this is what this thing does. Like, you know what I mean? Like this is what astrology is for us.
It's our blueprint.
It's our blueprint of what we're here to do. Like, and this is getting into understanding that life is only a movie. Like y'all done heard me say this before. Life is a movie. It's a drama that's being played out on earth. And what astrology is and numerology, things like that, like these are our blueprints of the roles that we are here to play within this movie, so we can play these roles from our greatest character.
Yes.
But this is why everything is based on character. Like you can say that you are this, or you can say that you are that, you can say that you are a mother, or just whatever you can proclaim that you are. But what is that role truly? Like, what is that? Like, do you have the character to do that thing? Like, this is why everything is about like the character that a person is, you know what I mean, relaying. And so you can understand like whether or not a person can play the role that they are supposed to be playing. Oh, you ain't playing that role right.
And so even with astrology, right? So the astrology is a blueprint of where the stars were positioned when you were born. And those stars and those planets where they were positioned influence how you behave in everyday life. They influence how you behave. And so there's so many things that we feel are broken within us. Like so many times I'm not good enough for this, or I didn't do this right, or whatever. And astrology can help you to really understand those behaviors, those patterns,
why you are the
matter of fact, truth be told, the a good astrologist can read things about your past, things about your present, things about your future, what's going on. Like it really is it's really nosy, really, honestly. Like it's gonna invade all of your life, can tell you how many children you have, all of these things. And our house astrologer here at the Enchanted Life is Josie, Mambo Josie. She snatches edges. Okay. Just want to go ahead and let you all know that she does snatch edges right off of your head every time. Every time. So if you are interested in understanding your particular blueprint, I would suggest reaching out to her. Right now, she is on a small sabbatical. She should be up and running again within the next 40 days or so, but you can definitely go ahead and reach out to her to book your appointment. And there is a code in the Etheric Touch group that gives you a discount for her readings.
Right. And these are all the things that it shouldn't be like, this is what I want to do, or do I feel like doing this, or understanding this, or researching that, or studying this. Like it's not even about that. Like this is how we supposed to be living our life. Like this ain't really no choice. This is not really no choice, fam.
It's really interesting, right? So like just for myself, right? So for the majority of my life, I worked in corporate America. You know what I'm saying? Because society says that you need to have a desk job to make good money. You know what I'm saying? You have to follow these protocols, but I actually hated it. Like did not like corporate America at all. It sucked. It was boring. It was monotonous. Every single day is the same shit. Same, you know what I'm saying? I didn't like it.
But let me tell y'all, like she was beautiful, like even like she was beautiful, not just at the job, just the way that she would like get herself together in the morning, like the way that she like that business look.
Nothing to do.
That business look, like the way that she played that role. I used to be like, yo, I used to take her to work. I'm like, yo, when she walk in that place, like, yo, she get ready to turn every head in that building. Like just the way that she played that role, like it was beautiful.
Sir.
Even though you hated it, like yo, it was beautiful.
You know, one of the beautiful things about corporate America was that I didn't, you know, a lot of times when we go to our jobs, you know, we try to make friends at our jobs. And because I have a life of my own, that wasn't my purpose. You know, there were people that I spoke to, there was people that I associated with, but I wasn't looking for friends necessarily because I live like I have my own lifestyle and I'm comfortable, like I'm already aware of who I am. But my point in that was that, so now going back to astrology, right? We go and we look at my chart and it says, I'm supposed to be a teacher. I'm supposed to be communicating. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to be fulfilled working at a desk, doing data entry or whatever, because I'm supposed to be teaching. You know what I'm saying? It'd be those little things you'll see in your astrology chart that some of the things that you love to be doing is actually because you were born to do those things. That was my point, not how I looked at the job. So rules of thumb, okay? 1, consent.
Right.
You do not do a reading for anybody unless they give you their consent for you to do it.
If you just don't walk up to people and just like start reading them, like you don't do that.
You don't do that, and you don't know how their ancestors will respond to you doing that. So you just don't go up to people and just, okay, well, I see, you know, them babalawos, scamalawos, bootleg ears jumping in your inbox talking about the ancestors said that you're depressed and all these negative things. That's rude and disrespectful, and you should not be doing that. In addition to that, if you are to a point where you feel comfortable reading for somebody else and it comes to a point where it feels like you can't give the messages clearly or that you may need help, you still need permission for that to happen. You still need the client's permission for you to speak to someone outside of the consultation on anything that is going on in the consultation.
Right.
The second one is integrity. First of all, honesty, and more honesty. You're not coming to me for me to tell you that life is all rainbows and glitter and shit. You're not coming to me for that. You're also not coming to me for me to say everything in your life is going to be damned. Nothing that you do in life will ever work. That's not integral. Whatever the cards say, you have a responsibility to not only the client, but to spirit to say what the truth is. There's no going around that. Now, understand there's a difference between brutal truth, brutal honesty, and just saying what it is. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to.
You can add sweetness to everything.
Right. It's not no need to be nasty. It's not no need to, you know, be brutal in your approach to relaying the messages, but it is important for you to say and speak the truth.
Right. Because sometimes, like, you know, we do readings for someone we might be close to, and you can see something on the cards, or a spirit could be showing you something, and some people be like, nah, I ain't want to say that. Like, I ain't want to say that to them. You know what I'm saying? But we can't do that because, like, that could be the thing that save that person's life.
That person's life.
You know, or just cause them from, you know, like allow them
changing
to
their
avoid
behavior.
some type of, you know, tragedy or something that's unfortunate. You know what I mean? It's coming through for a reason.
Absolutely. It's coming through for a reason. Number 3 is confidentiality. You must learn to keep your mouth shut about whatever is happening when you're in divination. How rude would it be for you to come to us for divination and then we going off to somebody else and spreading whatever happened in your divination to them? That is not integrity. And that's not you have to look at as a healer, as a diviner, you are opening yourself up to people's the most personal aspects of people's lives. Shadows come up, things that they would never tell anybody about what's going on in their life come up. And it is so I can't even find the word right now. It's important. It's essential. It is vital to learn that when somebody is sitting before you in divination, that you are to keep everything that is said in that divination between you and the client. You are not, I am not allowed to call in the room and be like, oh, Io's divination said, no. And that's what you should be expecting from your diviner as well.
Right. And that has to do a lot with character. Like, this is why, like, a word like the word character comes up in that. Like, it's like, this is why character was such a foundational thing within our culture, a person's character. Our ear tells us that a person's character precedes them, precedes your name. Like you can have whatever beautiful name you want to have, but like these things don't matter. Like your character is always going to precede you. And like this is very important, like the character of how you move through the community, because we are all communal people. You know what I mean? Like these things are foundational things. And when it comes to something like divination, like you have to have good character to not violate any of these things, to not go out and run your mouth about another person's reading, or not be able to hold a person's secrets, or just things like that. These things take character.
And I just want to jump back to integrity real quick too.
Integrity, yeah.
I want to jump back there to say, if you do not know, say you don't know. Don't make up shit because you want to, sound, so like you know it all. Like if you don't know, say you don't know. Tell them that you'll give them to pass them on to somebody, who may be able to help them more and whatever. Like I ain't getting ready to sit here and try to read y'all's charts. I'm not getting ready to sit here and try to give y'all an astrology reading because I only know this much compared to what Josie knows, which is like that much. You know what I'm saying? That's not integrity for me. You know what I'm saying? I am more than happy to tell you that this is above my pay grade, but I can refer you to somebody else.
Right.
Number 4 is centeredness, groundedness. If you are not feeling well, if you are in a depression, if you are angry, if you're not grounded, do not do a reading for somebody, because truth be told, your shit is going to pour out in that reading. It's going to pour out and overtake the whole reading. You're not going to get clear messages. You're not going to be able to hear what spirit is actually saying. You're going to have your own personal shit come up in somebody else's reading, even your own reading. Try your best. Once again, these are the building, like EC is giving you the building blocks. This is why meditation was so important back in soul care, because learning to ground yourself, learning to center yourself so that you can be an open vessel to spirit is important.
Right. Like understanding what spirit you're showing up in. Remember, like if you show up in frustration or sadness or words like that, like the understanding that these are spirits. So what spirit are you showing up in? Like, are you showing up in a clear spirit, a pure spirit? You know what I mean? Like, analyze yourself. Like, you know where you're at. And I can be honest, this is what things like integrity come in there. Like, yo, sis, or bro, like, I'm not feeling it today. I'm not getting ready to, can we reschedule this or whatever needs to happen because I'm not in the right space to, to do this.
And what he says is facts. Like, you cannot, if this is something that in time you are planning to operate in as a business, then you must understand that this cannot be run like McDonald's and Walmart. That's not the way this works. You will get depleted. You know what I'm saying? You will get drained. This work right here is actually using your own personal energy source to be of service to others. So you have to be okay with the fact of saying, like, I can't do this right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm more than happy to reschedule you when it's time for your sabbaticals. Like you all know, Conjure and I have been on for months at this point. It's okay for you to do that. If you're not up to it, then don't do it. Only do them when you're up for the task at hand.
Yes.
And then the last one is practice and study. Practice makes perfect. Right? You know what I'm saying? The more you divine, the more you work with your tools, the more you sit in front of your ancestors, the more you recognize the synchronicities and insights of spirit, the more you will be more comfortable with relying on what spirit is telling you. The more you will be more comfortable with being able to relay the messages of spirit to somebody else. The more you will be comfortable with the guidance that's being given to you in your own personal daily life.
Yeah, like the more that you understand, like this is why studying is vital. Like even when we understand like things like, for an example, animal totems, like, like doing the research, like the history on a particular animal. Like, so when that animal may show up in a particular divination or tarot, like, yo, you can relate, like you got a message in there because you didn't did the research, you didn't did your study. Like the Bible says, study to show thyself approved. Like this is what we have to do. Like you can't just do a reading, a divination, or use something like the oracle. And the oracle has a lot to do with being able to interpret the images on the card. You know what I mean? Like, yo, like you have to have some level of wisdom, you know what I mean, to do the interpretations. Like
absolutely.
That. Yeah, of course, intuition taps in too, but it's wisdom, it's knowledge, it's understanding that we need to have.
It's experience
for ourselves. Like studying is vital. It's key. Doing research. And this is what all life is. Like, go beyond, like, just say doing oracle readers or anything. Like, this is what life is about. Studying and researching. We're studying and researching who it is that we truly are. We're studying and researching to try to get an understanding of Mother Earth, of the universe. Like, this is all study and research, because people can go through life blindly and never do any type of researching and studying about this place that we exist at. And this is the people that more than not will become lost souls,
And
because
see,
you didn't study to show thyself approved.
and see, even with oracle cards, right, or tarot cards, most of these divination tools come with some kind of book. The stones come with some kind of book that you can rely, that people tend to rely on for the messages, and sometimes try to memorize. What you'll start to learn as you practice, as you study, as you research, is that your own intuition will pick up on things that may not even be in completely in conjunction with what the book says. You know what I'm saying? Spirit will, I could be doing, I'm just looking at the people on top of my screen. I can be doing a reading for Ital, and a card comes up, and I see something in the card that is not referenced in the book, but that's something that her spirit needed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So these are the, like, for instance, at the beginning of class, Mocha was talking about seeing a fox, and then Conjure came into what a cox, the fox means being, you know, as sly as a fox, being able to maneuver situations. You know what I'm saying? That's from wisdom, that's from study, that's from practice, that's from, you know what I'm saying, the work that we have been doing over the years. Some things you can reference from your own experience.
And then you also got to always leave a space open for spirit. Like, and like my mom, like, she's a minister. My dad, he's a pastor. You know how I used to see, like, my mom, like, she'd do a whole study, like, get all the information that she gonna do if she got to preach, and then she'd get up there and preach. And then something else come out of her. Like, yeah, it don't even be nothing that she done wrote down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing that she done studied. Like, that room for spirit to take over, because spirit will communicate with you directly. And it might not have anything to do per se with what the books say, like Osuntola is saying, but it's what spirit is giving you about, like, the message as well, like being open, an open vessel for that to happen as well.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. So let's start talking about pendulums, right? Pendulum readings. Pendulums for readings are items such as wood, crystal, gemstone, glass, or material. It can be used in various scenarios to gain more clarity and connection and understanding on topics of choice. The pendulum are used to answer yes and no questions, ensuring clear and concise questions are necessary. Follow your intuition when choosing a pendulum. There is no wrong answer. Okay. So whatever is resonating with you is what you choose. And cleanse your pendulum with sage or other cleansing resins. You can cleanse it with the full moon energy, putting it outside, the sun energy, putting it on your windowsill, or by soaking it in a salt water and, sea salt and water. Okay. Here's my pendulum. Can everyone see? Here you go. See my pendulum? Okay. So let me just be transparent with you all. In previous classes, we've used different divination tools in order to give you the now here. And the reason we've changed it is because, let me know if you can still hear me. They're saying my internet isn't unstable. Okay. And it's because I don't want to infuse two divination styles and practices into your life before you are ready for them. The pendulum is very easy. You know what I'm saying? And even with the pendulum, the things that you're going to learn here is only, again, like a surface level practice, but you can go very much more in depth with healing, with clearing up generational traumas, generational personal behaviors, like there. And the person that teaches pendulum classes is another Etheric Touch alumni. Her name is Rish Datera. So if you're interested in going deeper into pendulums, I would say, reach out to Rish for the pendulum class.
I just want to add on, like, we're talking about tools that are used in divination, but ultimately, like, we are the greatest tool.
You are the tool.
You are the tool. Like, being able to interpret like what it is you really see or what it is you really feel or the intuition that's coming to you, like those gut feelings that we have. Like we are the tool. Like we are the greatest tool that can be utilized as it relates to divination. And this is what we have to get back to, like that state of being, like within our own selves. And then we'll begin to realize more and more how the tools ain't, like they are, it's fortunate that we have them, but it's going to get to a point where they have served their time. Like the more that we awaken, like it's going to get to a point that we don't need these things as much. And then it's going to get to a point where we don't need them at all. Like this is the journey, like this is the process, but we have them now and we need them now because there's so much going on in this world that's keeping us and most people in a state of confusion of not knowing what to do, what actions to take, what they're really hearing, it like the way, like is spirit really communicating, like all of these things that block like these clear messages from coming through. So this is why we use these different divination tools so we can go beyond all of that and we can tap into spirit purely and get direction. These things are very important in our life, family.
And one of the things that using the tools does is strengthens. This is like, going to when you first start playing, let's just say basketball. I was a basketball player back in the day. I can't go and shoot layups and 3-point shots and things of that cross, behind the back, you know what I'm saying? Okay. You know what I'm saying? We can't do that without practice, right? And then with the more you practice, the more it starts to become like a rhythm with you. And now you don't need to slow dribble. You don't need to, okay, maybe I can get this. If I do this, I know I can get this layup. Or if I position myself like this, I know I can hit this 3. The same thing applies to divination. The more you practice with the tools, the more you become comfortable with your intuition to see how you are being guided.
Right.
So you saw that I saged my pendulum, right? So what we want to do is program your pendulum. You want to program your pendulum to yourself. So this is how we program our pendulums to ourselves. Okay? It's getting adjusted to me. It's picking up on my energy. Okay? And you see it's starting to move. That's because it's in my energy field. You see? And I'm not moving my hand. I'm not moving my fingers. I'm not moving my arm at all. It's picking up on my energy. So go ahead and program your pendulum to your energy field. Okay. Once it's programmed, then you can say, okay, what is my yes? Show me what my yes is. Do you see it's going in one direction? Mine is going up and from me to you, from me to you, from me to you. Thank you, Spirit. And here it goes back around in a circle again. Spirit has acknowledged, right?
All right.
Pendulum, please show me my nose. See how it's going side to side? My pendulum is now programmed to me. Thank you, Spirit. If you have your pendulum, go ahead and try it for yourself. I don't know how many of you have, how many of you haven't. Okay. So now what we're going to do is try questions with it. All right. And I'm going to just do a couple questions or series. Conjure, you can give me a question, whatever, to show you. I don't have to now that it's programmed to me, I don't have to keep my hand here anymore because it's programmed to my energy field now. So it'll just move on its own. Spirit knows that I want to talk. Spirit knows that I have a question. Let me rewind. Anytime you're doing divination for yourself or anyone else, you always want to conjure. You always want to call your beneficial ancestors in so that they can guide you. If it's somebody else, you want to ask for their beneficial ancestors, the benevolent ancestors, to come into the midst so that you can get clear, concise messages.
Okay.
This is brand new, IO. This is brand new. We readjusted the class. I need a question, Conjure.
Okay. Will Osuntola cook dinner for me today?
Oh, Spirit.
Let's find that out.
Am I cooking today? I just want to make sure you see it.
It's a yes.
I guess I'm cooking again today, y'all. Thank you, Spirit.
Thank you, Spirit. That way she can get out of her own mind about whatever her plans was about that, and do what Spirit wants her to do. Thank you, Spirit.
One more. One that may say no.
Okay, like, will she clean the dishes after she cook?
Will I clean after I cook?
What's that? No?
I'm not cleaning after I cook. I gotta cook and clean.
I knew that anyway. I knew the answer to that before I even asked that. You know what I'm saying? I already knew that.
Yes, let me just say, you don't have to have the actual crystal. Okay. Ooh. It's stuck on my ring. Wait a minute.
Serpent got it.
Serpent got it. You don't have to actually have the gemstone. You don't have to actually have the crystal. You can have shells. You can have anything that really is hanging on a string that gives a little bit of weight. You can use for divination. Okay. And don't worry, by the time this class is over, you all will be able to ask questions of the pendulum yourself to see how it works. Okay. Oracle cards. Oracle cards can be more loosely translated than tarot cards, okay? Tarot cards comes with a specific set of rules applied to them. There's still intuitive ways to do tarot cards as well. So if you have tarot cards, don't worry. But with tarot, there's more specific rules that are engaged when we're talking about the major arcana and the suits of the tarot. The suits of the tarot being cups, swords, wands, pentacles, like those different suits
which
come
only
with
earth, air, fire, and water.
Come with different vibrations that you need to be able to tune into, as well as the numbers will give you meaning as well. But usually with oracle cards, there's just a broader sense of what you can pick up without the constraints of so many rules to guide. So you use your intuition, of course, to pick a deck. Everybody is going to have a different deck. Between Conjure and I, we probably have about 40, maybe at this point. I love art, So anyway, it's our passion, whatever. And so what you want to do is sit with the deck with a clear and open mind. Be in a quiet space will assist you to tune into your own intuition. It is also recommended that you put the cards on the altar, you know what I'm saying, so that your spirit can your ancestors can also be collaborating with you as you are reading, you know what I'm saying? Again, this is how we're tuning the oracle cards to our energy. And I do recommend, if you are not an oracle reader already or a tarot card reader, to practice on yourself first and foremost. Please do not be one of these people that come out here trying to read everybody else and you don't know what is going on.
Right. And I just want to say that even if you're not a diviner, or you haven't been using tarot or oracle or any kind of divination tool, like, to understand, like, yo, you can do this. Like, this is who you are, yo. This is who we are. Like, these are the tools that we need to help us navigate through such a crazy world. You know what I mean? Like, we need to be able to communicate with spirit, like, in the midst of all of this chaos, so we can have peace in the midst of it. Like, we got to pick our tools back up, because our tools were taken away from us. And we know that tools are in place in order to build things. Like, you know what I'm saying? And we are building our life. Like, we are building the conditions of our life. Like, we building. And people do we either gonna build or we either gonna destroy. You know what I'm saying? But it's just important for us to get back into this way of living. Like, me and Osuntola, just to throw this out there, I hope she don't get mad, but we got a whole nother program coming in a minute. Like, in this new program that's coming.
He be so excited to be saying stuff,
this new program that's coming, like, like, it's revolution. Like, and we talking about mind state, because we got to get rid of this European mind state. We have to understand what it means to think indigenously and to live indigenously.
He couldn't help himself.
And interact with each other in that kind of way. Like, we can't continue on this path the way we have been, but that's all I'm gonna say.
Thank you, babe.
That's all I'm gonna say.
How can you read? So how do you read the oracle, right? First is that you need to know what the question is. What is the question that you have? Ponder the question that you would like guidance on right now. shuffle the cards. The shuffling is when spirit is speaking. This is what takes you out of the loop. This is what takes you out of control of the answers that are coming. You have no control over what the cards do in the shuffling process.
Relinquishing control.
Sometimes when you shuffle the cards, if you are one that shuffles in the hand, let me put my pendulum down real quick. If you're a shuffler like this, they can fly out. That's a card that you need to pay attention to. You know what I'm saying?
There's 10 of them fly out at one time.
Well,
not nothing like
that. You don't have to, you definitely put those 10 back in the deck and keep shuffling.
Going.
You know, or just like, you know, we playing spades, you know what I'm saying? Shuffling with the 2 sides, and they can still jump out sometime from that, or you can decide, or your client can decide to tell you when to stop. If you've had a reading with us, then you know that all the time we ask you to tell us when to stop shuffling the card for you, right? So that shuffling aspect is when we're relinquishing control. I don't, you know, one of the things a lot of times when you speak to us, we do not want to give you what our opinion may be. We want to give you what spirit is guiding you towards. You know what I'm saying? So we would prefer to do a reading for you versus giving you our own personal advice, because what we may, even though spirit still speaks through our personal advice, it still speaks, but at the same time, we can be ensured that this is what spirit wants you to know. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you can choose a spread. How you choose the spread is left up to you. So
like I created like we have created a lot of our own personal spreads. Like remember, like this all comes from inside of us, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like things come from the inside of us out. Like it's things that, you know, are inside of us that are meant to come out. Like you might give birth to your own personal spread for whatever reason. That's, you know, it can be a personal spread just for you, or this one right here is for me.
Yo,
like when I need to come to the oracle, like,
we're talking about oracle, right? And then the card for bone casting comes out talking about oracle divination. Just want to show you how spirit works. So it's really left up to you how you decide.
There are spreads that are, you know, that you can research. Like it is spreads that out there that other people have came up with, and that's fine too. But I don't want you to eliminate your own self, like how your intuition is leading you. Like you can come up with your own personal spreads for whatever reason. Like if a person want this kind of reading, then I can use this spread. Or if they want that kind of reason, this kind of reading, I can use that spread. Like,
or maybe for you, it's not even a matter of having a spread. Maybe it's a matter of, okay, this card's going to hit. You know what I'm saying? These are the cards that we're using. You know, these are the cards that is resonating with you today. You know what I'm saying? So one of the things I want us to really be aware of is trying to eliminate right and wrong from divination. You know what I'm saying? Like, please don't hit me up and ask me what kind of spreads you should be doing. There are spreads in the oracle books. There are spreads on Pinterest. There's spreads through Google. You don't need a spread. Maybe you want a spread. Maybe spirit is guiding you to create your own spread. Like there's many different ways to read.
But the most important thing is keeping those things that we spoke about, like integrity, like those words that we gave, like that's most important when it comes to divining.
And then the result or interpret. Turn the cards over one by one, see what you focus on first, analyze and decipher. Can you?
Good gracious. You need
decipher the card, and I can't see.
What you want me to do?
And list anything that it may be saying. My bad. I didn't know it was gonna be there. What do you want me to do? Y'all ready to give it a try? Okay. All right. So what we're going to do first is we're going to start with the pendulums, and I would like everybody. So this is not one of them classes where you don't get to speak. Okay. I can't see what that is. Charlita, what card is that?
Intuition just popped out my deck.
Intuition. See there? There you go. And
Conjure, I don't know what it is that's coming, but when I was shuffling, this one popped out.
What is that?
Celestial alignment.
Celestial alignment.
But I thought about what you were talking about.
Right. And you know what? And that is the energy. Like Osuntola ain't gonna let me talk too much because you know you know what I'm saying? But like I was saying earlier, like what is coming next, like this is a celestial alignment. Like what's coming next. you know, and I saw you put the word village, like I was looking, you know what I'm saying? I saw you put the word village in there. That's coming because like we have to get out of like this thing has to be manifested from heaven, from the celestials on earth. Like it can't be anything that we just keep sitting around imagining, oh, it would be good if people could do this, or it would be good if we could, you know what I mean, live life in a certain kind of way. Like it has to come out of just being talked about. It has to be a reality that's lived on earth. Like this is what revolution is. And she want me to stop. But you are, I just want Shalita to know, like, yo, yes, 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 Queen.
But I want you all to even recognize how Shalita was able to pick up on that on her own. She didn't go through her deck looking to find that card. That would take too damn long. You know what I'm saying? Spirit show her, oh, we talking about intuition. Intuition pops up. Oh, he's talking about this newness. She said, oh, celestial alignment. This is what the divine wants from you all. Right. This is what they want you to be doing now. You know what I'm saying?
This is our mission.
Hey,
our purpose.
So I was doing the same thing Sharlita was doing because I was like, I don't have a pendulum yet. And then these pop out.
Growth.
Growth. What's that? Let's see it.
Let me mute myself. Say something, Michelle.
It's the green man. With growth, it says, inside myself, I've sown beauty with wounds, which speaks of my immortality and the expansive, eternal song, softly bellowing in spirit. The green man says, all that I desire comes to me easily and effortlessly. I know this to be true, for I am abundant in all that I do.
Okay,
and
go
then
ahead.
Also, traditionally, like the green man is always the wizard. The green man is the wizard. You know what I mean? So this is why I can understand why that card is speaking like all that I want, like yo, I can have it, because the green man is that wizard energy. And so yes.
Thank you for the confirmations. Thank you for the confirmation.
I got
Go ahead, Journey.
I can't, it came up while you were talking. I can't get back to it. But I got the ripeness card.
Ripeness.
Yes, like stuff is ready. So like that's right. What I meant with the abundance, the celestial, like the time is now, stuff is right, you know.
Right. You know how did the Bible put it? Like when it's like it says like everything like right for the picking. I don't know, or something like that. But like being right, like when the time is right, like you know when it's time for something to be done. Like now is the time for this to be done. Like now is the right time. The perfect time, really. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you all a question real quick. I'm sorry, Conjure.
No,
real quick. Who has
you always cut me off?
I do not. You cut me off more than me. You cut me off a lot more times than I cut you off. Stop it. Who has the pendulum? Okay. So the majority of people have oracle cards, tarot cards, and the other people have pendulums, right? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is start off with yes and no questions, right? What we're gonna do is I would ask you all, anybody everybody's gonna end up talking today. I just want you to know, everybody's gonna end up talking today. But what I would like to happen is that whatever question, you have one question you wanna ask the pendulum, we're gonna do that. And then as we're asking that question to the pendulum, you can shuffle your cards and see what comes out as well, okay? All right, who wants to go first? Okay, Keisha.
Peace, family. Hi, sis, you look so beautiful. My question am I moving soon? Will I be moving soon?
Keisha's question is, will she be moving soon? It's telling me yes, sis. Now, this is the thing about time. Our time and spirit time is different.
Right.
Our time and spirit time is different. So, yes, you will be moving soon. I don't know what soon means for spirit.
Right.
Thank you, spirit. Did anybody else see that with their pendulum?
I feel like a lot of us are gonna be moving soon for some reason.
Did anyone else try the pendulum and get an answer? Okay. Okay.
Yes, I got the same that
You
you all
got yes
did.
too?
I did. But like I said,
go ahead.
I will say, Keisha, you can be specific with your pendulum. You can say, will I be moving within 2 weeks? Will I be moving within a month? And it'll give you that answer.
Right.
Now, when you are that specific though, sometimes you may have to ask about different time frames. But yes, so you can be very specific with the pendulum.
Okay. Thank you for that,
like,
sis.
The more specific, the better.
The more specific you are, the more clarity you can have. That's a very good point.
Thank you, Shalita. Yes, the more specific you want to be as clear as possible when you're dealing with the pendulum, because we are dealing with yes and no answers.
With the oracle, the tarot, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Be specific about your questions.
Who else? And I also just want to make note of the fact that Shalita is all the way in Maryland, and I'm in North Carolina. So I don't have anything to do with it's not me moving my hand. You see what I'm saying? This is spirit speaking. Who else has a question? Come on, y'all. Come on, Io. Oh, okay, Sasha, you on?
My question is, do I need to find a new job?
Okay, Spirit, does Sasha need to find a new job? Mine said yes. Anyone else? Should y'all get yes?
I'll go.
Wait a minute, Kim, wait 1 minute. Did anybody else get a yes? Anyone get a no?
I got a yes.
I got a yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
My yes is still.
Thank you, Spirit.
Thank you.
Thank you, Spirit.
So one of the things, Sasha, now, when you asked that question, I already knew the answer was yes, because you already are moving in a different direction. And when I met you, you were moving in a different direction. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what your 9 to 5 is, but I know that you have been studying different things, right? You've been going through different mentorships for a while now. So, so I already knew, like, yeah, obviously you're going to be moving in a different direction. I just want to go back to what Shalita was saying, to be very specific about that. Like, okay, am I going to be moving from my job? Yeah, you are. When am I going to be moving from my job in 6 months? Am I going to be moving from my job in a year? You know what I'm saying? So that you can start really preparing for that transition. You don't want it to be a shock. Side note for everybody here. If you call me or you text me and you tell me that you have lost your job, just know that I am going to celebrate. I am going to celebrate loud and out obnoxiously for you being able to move off the plantation. I just want to say that ahead of time. I might deal with your emotions first. I'm going to ask you how you feel about it, but I'm going to be celebrating.
Right. Why is that important? Because it's very important for us to be entrepreneurs, yo. That's very important for us to create our own way, like for us to be the masters of our own destiny. So we can walk off of these modern day plantations, no matter how good massa treating you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that has to be done.
Okay. Io, and then came Renee.
Okay, I think I already know the answer to this, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Never let ancestors guide the universe. Is there something more I'm supposed to be doing in Etheric Touch?
What was that?
Spirit, is there more that Io should be doing with Etheric Touch?
Oh.
Yeah.
That was a quick one too.
And that makes perfect sense.
That yes came mighty quick. It sure did.
That make perfect sense.
Don't laugh, holler. Don't laugh, holler.
Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying.
Thank you, Spirit.
It just
Okay.
makes
I will
sense.
ask deeper questions as to what that is, but
We can
message
talk.
received.
I mean,
Message
one of the
received.
beautiful things, and Io, you know this about us already, like how we feel about when you all go into your own paths, doing your own thing, but then also how it benefits the collective, right? So even though Naru is Queen's Academy, self-care, tantric master, it still benefits Etheric Touch. You know what I'm saying? We are always, Shalita does playing card divination. You want to learn how to do playing cards? We can set that up with Shalita. Like I don't want to teach everything. I don't want to teach everything. Honestly, I want everybody to be able to come and teach what it is they know. You know what I'm saying? So,
and which is very important. Like that's the
that's
foundation
village.
of community. Like that's village
That's
life.
village.
Everybody can't do what everybody else can do. But long as we have somebody that can do it and can teach others how it's done. Like this is community that we talking about.
So yes, Io, holla at your girl. Come on, Kim Renee.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Am I supposed to continue on to my event today?
Is Kim Renee supposed to continue towards her event today? Over here, they're saying you should chill. Anyone else get anything different from that? No. All right. Thank you, Spirit. Now let me.
I got a yes. I'm not sure why, but maybe we should ask, do you feel like is there a reason, like, are you split right now because of something holding you back from going, or is it fear of something else?
That's a great question.
So my crown broke when I went to put it on. And a bottle of champagne that was in the refrigerator, when I opened the door, it fell and popped the cork and went all over the place.
Good gracious.
Celebration.
I
had celebration. It's a celebration.
Yeah. So is it a celebration for something, a accomplishment, or?
No, it's Queen Space. It's a group of women that we get together.
That makes sense for that celebration.
And look,
that's still celebration.
Women dancing. It's women dancing. Like I got celebration. So that you're supposed to be around these women and like enjoy yourself in spite of.
Maybe you don't feel like going. Like with everything that happened, right? So your crown broke, my champagne. I don't even have my drink no more. I don't even want to go now. But there might be something there for you that is outside of that.
Okay.
Great clarifying questions, everybody. Great.
Thank you.
And one of the things I also want to say, so because with mine, that wasn't immediate like Io's. You know what I'm saying? Mine was in circles for a while.
Yeah.
And so that circle space is like, well, what do you really want to do? What do you really want to do? Spirit is not really saying anything when it's just dangling like this. You know what I'm saying? It's just, there's no answer. So it's really, I would say it's up to you. I understand why you don't want to go, but there may be something there for you that will help you to deal with what, to help you to heal. You know what I'm saying? Celebrate.
Yeah.
All right, Tal, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You have something else, Kim Renee?
No, I said peace. Thank you.
Always.
Peace.
Okay, Tal, what's going on, Shab?
Hey. Okay.
Peace,
so
y'all.
peace, Conjure.
Peace.
All right. My question is, will I make it to the CHIPS hospital this year for treatment?
You hear good?
Will you make it to what hospital?
CHIPS hospital in Mexico.
CHIPSA. Okay.
This year.
Will Tal make it to CHIPSA hospital this year, ancestors? It's not clear.
I
How to
got
get
a
clear?
yes.
Okay, got a yes.
I got a yes.
Anybody else?
Anybody got a card or anything?
I got a yes.
Okay.
I got a strong yes.
Okay, I say. Anyone else?
I got an immediate yes.
I
My
say.
pendulum stood still.
I say.
I say.
I say.
Anybody
say.
else? Bashia, what's that say?
It says storms.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I make shift happen.
Okay.
So that makes sense.
Change. And I know Oya is all about swift change.
Change. Right.
Yeah.
Right,
I get
Janet.
that's in alignment with what I get.
Right.
So that makes me understand why mine stood in the wind. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense as mine stood in the wind. It's like it seems to me like it's time for you to put in some work. Like you want to go to Mexico? Let's go to Mexico. Like don't even have no doubts about it. Let me just tell y'all something real quick. Side note, right? So Conjure and I have gone through this process, and in the ways that it has happened, let us know by obvious means that a death has occurred. When he is so excited about like we doing something new, that's facts, right? So the other day we were like, man, like, but what about like, yo, we got to start new. We got to do this. We got to do that. You know what I'm saying? All these things. And we did a divination, and Spirit was like, focus on the goal. Like, what is the end goal? You know what I'm saying? Where is it that you are going? Know where you are going in this so that you don't concentrate so much on what it looks like right now, because right now is an illusion for you. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's what this makes me think about Ital and all of this. My Shea having the Oya card, Journey having the Oracle card that says change and transformation, Charlita saying yes, fast, Io saying yes, fast. It's really a matter of shifting your mindset to know that this is what is happening. And so what are the steps that need to be taken in order for this to happen?
Yeah, like even if you don't have all of the answers right now, like that's key too. You know what I mean? Like that's one thing that Spirit revealed to us this year, like in the last few months. Like, you know, like I don't know how much we can, you know, I'll be going off Osuntola to see where she at before I talk about certain things, because I ain't want her to be getting on me because I'm talking too much. You know what I'm saying? But like this thing that happened in our life this year, like we didn't know how it was gonna happen. We was just open to it happening. And then Spirit began to work and align things that in our minds was like, yo, we're not gonna be able to do it. Like this is too much. We're not gonna be able to do it. How are we gonna make this happen in such a short amount of time? But then Spirit aligned everything perfect. You know what I mean? For it to happen.
And let me just tell you, like, you know, the notice that we had for this to happen was like less than 2 months.
Right. Yeah.
And it was a lot of money that had to be invested in order for it to happen. Lots of money. And we didn't have any clue. You know what I'm saying?
Because of what you all are talking about, I pulled the card too for Ital. So Ital, this is what I got.
Hold on, let me put you on speaker view so she can see. Go ahead.
This is what Spirit and your ancestors are pulled, and it's the sacrifice. But look at the picture. It's almost in a crucifixion type of position.
Wow, Ital. Did you see that?
Again?
Wow.
I see it. But say I didn't hear what you said.
She's in like a crucifixion position. And look at the tree, but not just the tree, but where the blood is flowing from is the womb space into the heart, into the earth of Mother Earth.
Come on, Ital.
Wow.
And did you see the moons in that card?
It's 3 on the side of her and in the tree.
Wow.
Wow, Ital.
What it says is, you must find the ebb and flow of life within your very self. Embracing it all is embracing the truth. And the message is sacrifice invites you to let go of something that is preventing your growth. You do not wish to move on, but deep down, you know this is a necessary step on your path towards greater fulfillment. This can mean moving to a new home, embracing a new career or way of thinking, or even a rite of passage, such as a graduation. You know that you are on your way to more, but the moment is still bittersweet. Pulling sacrifice shows that you have some doubts about your next steps. You wonder if you have made the right choices or if you will later regret your actions. Yes, there will be challenges ahead and perhaps more sacrifices to come, but you must be willing to sacrifice something small to reap the rewards of something greater. It's time to commit your choice and move on in the knowledge that there is much more for you to explore.
That is incredible. The card I pulled during her conversation, during her question after the pendulum, was that communication was key, and there's a new moon in energy, a new moon in Gemini, which is right along with what Hala was saying, is that you got to be clear about what it is you want. Remove all the doubts, the what ifs, the maybe not. Just be clear with yourself and with universe and with your ancestors about what it is you want, and stop holding back. You're putting up some kind of something that won't allow you to just speak your truth. Sacrifice other people's opinions, other people's thoughts, other people's recommendations, and it's to be clear with the ones who you know really, really got your back. Be clear with them about what it is you want, because communication is key. That communication is key. What you speak out of your mouth, what you are wanting to manifest, is key. So you have to be clear. You have to be strong in that and sacrifice your fear. Because that's the best part. Sacrifice your fear.
One of the beautiful things about that card specifically is new moon in Gemini. New moon is about conception, planting. What is it that I am planting now? What am I growing now? What do I want to manifest now? That communication. Go ahead, Mashaya.
While we were having this conversation, I had another card pop out, and it's mama self-sabotage.
Mm-hmm.
And the declaration, I have compassion for myself.
I have compassion for myself.
Yes.
Right.
I thought that very well what we're talking about. Not
Go
just
ahead, Mashaya.
Self.
Say that again, please.
I said it's not just about the outside people, it's about ourselves, focusing on yourself within, not blocking yourself. And that's what it talks about, not blocking your blessings and just standing in your truth and being true to yourself.
Right, because a lot of times we can get in our own way, like when something, like especially when it's something big, like, you know, like, how am I going to be able to do this? I ain't going to be able to do that. You know what I mean? I ain't going to have the money for that. I can't see how this is going to happen. Like, all of that is self-sabotage. Like, you know what I'm saying? But just trust in spirit, like, yo, like that's one of the greatest and also hardest lessons to learn in life is to trust spirit, yo, because we want to take over. Like the ego want to take over, you know what I mean? And disrupt the flow of spirit in our life. So to be put in a position to where, okay, I ain't got no choice but to trust spirit is really a beautiful thing. Like when you can really enter into that space of trusting spirit. And then you will see how spirit moves and works on your behalf, on our behalf.
One of the things I just want to say right now, shout out to y'all. Look at all the diviners in the house. Okay, look at all of the diviners in the house. Look at the confidence. Child didn't know when she asked that question that all these messages was going to come up. She didn't know that spirit had more to offer than just that yes or no, right? But as we continue to talk, and now spirit's like, oh, well, you're going to give me the opportunity to tell you? Let me tell you real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that's like, yo, that's vital for us family, like as a community, like as a tribe, like to understand that. It's like spirit leads the way, like our ancestors leads the way. Like we in the back, like we don't want to be up front. We don't want to be up front. Like we want to have that entourage in front of us, leading the way, and we follow it. You know what I mean? That is very important.
Ashe. And one of the things, oh, go ahead, Shalita.
I just wanted to say, because this just came to me. I tell, please do not hesitate to ask family for what you need to get there. Okay? Do not hesitate to ask. I just felt like that needed to be said.
And which that is a community message, fam. Like this is what community is about, like supporting one another, being there for each other, and not being afraid to assist in resources. Like because like society is like society.
I'm sorry, not to interrupt you.
No, but society operates in a way like, yo, as long as I got what I'm got, like I need, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like I'm good as long as I got what I got. Like it's a very egotistical way that we lead and live our life that is opposite of community. But community is going to be there for each other. Community is going to support each other. Community is like what I have, we all have. Like that's the true mind state. Like what I have is what we all have.
And again, this comes back to us being loners and thinking we have to figure it all out by ourselves and that people don't support us. And I'm not just talking to myself. I'm talking to my damn self. You know what I'm saying? Like I too do the same thing where I feel like I have to figure it out on my own. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately in the African-centered mindset is that I am because you are.
I am because
you know what I'm saying? You are because I am. You know what I'm saying? That's communal living. That's village life. That's African-centered. And that's what has been pulled from us. You know what I'm saying? And so just because this came for people who are in need so that we can all just feed into that fund.
Right. So we can be there for each other.
You know what I'm saying? And now y'all know, Conjure and me, we will define first. You know what I'm saying? We won't just let, people, oh, well, I can't pay this. I can't do that. I need more gas in my car. No, if there's a serious need though, you know what I'm saying? Then we will, I'll go before the ancestors and see if we can create a fund for that.
Right.
Ayo.
Oh, Hollow was first. I'm gonna let her go and then I'll pick after her.
Okay.
She said go ahead and go.
Oh, I was just going to say, because I saw some of the chat and everybody, well, I won't say everybody, but a lot of people were saying how what was being said was resonating with them. And I will say one thing, because we are walking this journey, but we are also still learning how to unlearn some of the things that we've gotten accustomed to. And a lot of people call it, oh, well, we're still human. So we're gonna have those human reactions, things like that. But one of the things that I like to say when I try to get out of that learned place is that when I have those moments where the what ifs and the doubts or the fears come into play, I think about this journey that we're on, and I say, I don't. If I feel fear, then I'm telling. I am yelling. I'm declaring to my ancestors and to the universe. I don't trust that you're going to do what you said you're going to do. If I still fear the step, if I still fear the moment, if I still fear the door that is sitting right in front of me with blessings waiting on me, and I'm still hesitant about it, then I'm saying I don't trust you. And then what is that saying to our ancestors, we're paying homage to them, but in the same sense, you're slapping them in the face and saying, but I don't trust you. And that doesn't even make sense. So with all of us who are resonating with what's being said, trust your ancestors. Trust this journey that we are all on. Trust this universe and the teachings that we're being taught. Trust this waking that you're experiencing, because it's going to take us to that better place. And yes, you're going to have fear about it, but man, do it scared. Do that shit scared. Use the children who possibly are listening. But do it scared, because it's in that uncomfortable place that you will find the very answer that you have been seeking for the longest. You're going to find that answer that you didn't even realize you were asking. But your walk, your body language, your movement have been asking the universe, have been showing the universe.
Oh, sorry, I muted you by accident. Can you take yourself off of mute again? I'm sorry, my bad. I was trying to mute myself.
Okay. That's okay. But I'm just saying, trust. We always say trust the process, trust the universe, trust your awakening, and trust in the unlearning that we are experiencing in this walk, because it's necessary, and it will forever change your life and the generations after you. So as all this is resonating, just like really take it all in. Really take it all in. All the queens that are on here, all the kings that will listen later. Trust in this process, because it cannot lead you astray. I'm telling you.
Ashe, thank you, Io. Yes. One of the biggest parts of what Io was saying, everything that she just said, plus trust yourself. Trust yourself. Like, you can have faith in what the ancestors will do. You can have faith in what the universe will do and still block yourself by not trusting your own self. Right. So trust yourself. And as she was talking, the East card came up, which is emergence. We are emerging. You know what I'm saying? We are becoming something new now. Right. We are rebirthing, Mm-hmm. So be gentle with yourself in that process. Here you go. East is spirit, yeah. Yes. So how do you all feel so far?
First, I just want to say thank y'all. Y'all are freaking awesome. Thank you so much.
Ashe, Ata.
Ashe, anything for you, boo?
Right.
All right. Do you want to keep going? All right. I need another question, please.
Let's see what I get.
I'm going to step away for 1 second. I got to get my sage to sage my cards.
Okay.
Next question, please. Come on, Mashaya.
Am I making the right decision moving back to California?
Is Mashaya making the right decision moving back to California?
It's into the big.
Mine's is saying no. Anyone else? Anyone else?
Mine is giving a really slow yes.
Okay.
Slow no.
I got a strong yes. Mine stood still.
You said yours sat still?
Yeah, she got a strong yes.
And it's still.
That's a yes for her.
It's still. That's my yes.
Yeah. Okay. So all kinds of questions, answers, right? That's all over the place. So for mine, it was a very slow no. It was like, when I hear strong yes, slow yes, fast no, slow no, everybody having these different answers, it makes me think like, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like it's not a yes or a no answer to that.
Well, I'm just gonna.
Maybe it has to do with timing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Maybe it has to do with timing.
This is the card I got.
That's plant medicine.
That's plant medicine. So like what I would say, truth, like what I would say about that is like, yo, like you really need to take the time and sit with yourself or sit with your ancestors, like to really understand like what's best for you. Because like when you think about plant medicine, you're thinking about healing. You know what I mean? Like you're thinking about what's going to make your life better. You know what I'm saying? Because there's things about California that I know is going to come with that. It might be things about, you know, not going to California that's going to come with that. So you just have to sit in that space to, you know, for it to like, because it's going to be revealed to you, like you like your own personal truth of what it is you want for your life, like the direction, you know, that you are heading in. That's going to help you heal in the ways that you need to heal and be able to live your life authentically and truthfully. You know what I'm saying? The decision has to be based on that.
Right.
That has to be based on that.
And I'm glad that you even spoke on it because of the when you are by yourself, you only have yourself for this question. And if it was something like that where the pendulum was just slowly, you know, doing this would be something to me and then gave an answer. It was like, it's like, come back and ask again. You know what I'm saying? It's not clear. And so one of the questions you want to really think about is moving to California best for your healing, for the journey that you are on now? You know what I'm saying? As well as, is it something that should be done tomorrow? Is it something that should be done next month, next year? You know what I'm saying? As you begin to understand and work with the pendulum, work with the cards, the questions will start to be more concise.
Right. And we can definitely, like, that answer can be pinpoint down for you. That's a big thing that's going on in your life right now. It don't have to be us, but if it's something that you want to look into more deeply, then we can look into that for you as well. Like, so you can see the spiritual forces governing you if you move there. Like, what are the spiritual forces that will be governing me moving to California? What are the spiritual forces governing me not moving? You know what I mean? So like, you can get the answer that you are searching for.
Ashe. Anyone else? Oh, Naru?
I got, when you asked the question, Mashe, this is the card that came for you. It's the goat card. And if you see the third eye and that full moon in there, and the growth off of the horns that's taking place, which is an upward direction. So it says, fearless I am in the path that I choose, for I've never been led astray, always finding my way. And the message with that is, GOAT is a wonderful card to receive. Its presence in your reading being a sign that idea, opportunities, and projects are entering your life at this time. You may not see this taking place just yet, but trust that things are happening behind the scenes and will soon become known to you. Your task when receiving this card is to believe in yourself and your gifts. Have you been afraid to reach for bigger goals? Have you limited yourself because you do not believe you are capable of achieving greater things? GOAT is here to challenge you to step outside of your comfort zone and scale a bigger mountain, as goats only need a few inches of space to keep their footing. You only need to take small steps to work towards your dreams. You may not have what you need to cross the finish line, but each small action pushes you one step closer. Perhaps you have already achieved much, but wonder if you can reach even greater heights. No matter your step on the success journey, know that talent is only a part of the equation. The only thing truly needed to rise in believing that you can. The rest can be learned as you go. So just rise in believing that you can. That's the card and the message that came up for you, boo.
That was everything.
That was everything. Yeah. Right.
In many
the
ways.
card that I pulled for you, Mashe, is conclusions are within your reach. So answers are coming. Answers are coming. And it's the full moon in eclipse. And it just what I read about it is that it simply says that which is meant for me will not pass me by.
Not sure.
So when someone said earlier that it could be the different answers that we were all getting, is that it could just be about timing, that maybe I got a hard yes, that maybe that move is for you, but with the differences in the answers, with the yeses and the nos, and it's not a no, but it's not a yes all the way, is that someday it will be meant for you. But there's some parts of your journey that still need to be completed before it happens. And that's okay, because that which is meant for you won't pass you by. So you can find comfort in that, and just know that timing is everything. We always say divine timing.
Mm-hmm.
Divine timing is just that. And when it happens, it's just exactly when it's supposed to happen. And don't force it.
Ashe. Anyone else? One of the things I also just want to bring to mind, because sometimes you know, you can reference the book in times, but really every card is telling a story. So find the story that resonates for you from the cards.
Okay. Like, can I ask, who is she?
Who?
Journey.
Yeah.
Can I ask Journey to just pull a card for me, like, you know, like the energies that, you know, like that are with me right now?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Everybody else can too. That wasn't specific.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He wanted Journey, but everybody. I want everybody. Okay. Key, are you okay? I just want to check on Key.
Patient.
What was the question, Conjure?
Just the spiritual forces, you know, that's governing right now. What was that?
It's the patience card.
Patience.
Yeah, she's pregnant. You see the full moon, the moon cycle. So patience, because the way I interpret this card, everything is going to be birthed. And I see peace in it, and there's water, so flowing. Just continue to flow with whatever is going on, and having patience, because whatever you're birthing is coming, but it has to go through the full cycle.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I got the manifestation card. And if you see that the tree, let me see, can you see the bottom? The beehive that's on the tree, the faces, the divine feminine that's on the tree. They're that golden, glowing, shining light of love and growth and abundance is shining into the tree, the green, plentiful tree. And the message, sometimes they come as a breeze upon your fingertips. At other times, they dwell in the depths of your soul. It is a dance between you and spirit as the magic unfolds. Manifestation is happening all of the time, whether you know it or not. Every word, thought, feeling, and action is in alignment with the energy of a future manifestation. This may seem ominous, or surely no one can control every passing thought. But with practice, you can shift your general perspective so that your words, thoughts, feelings, and actions are in alignment with your goals. It's a subtle shift at first, such as choosing to smile instead of frown, or supporting the success of others rather than spreading gossip. With time, you will begin to unconsciously choose the behavior that supports your dreams. This is where the manifestation is happening. In the moments between spells and ceremonies, it is in these in-between moments that you remind the universe of your commitment to your intentions. Manifestation has entered your spread because you have not followed through on your commitment to your goals, which could be indicated by choosing anger when you have set an intention for kindness, or dwelling in a feeling. Or you may be in the current of this shift.
I'll say, like, not to get into those stories, but that's facts. You know what I mean? That's facts, because like we all get into like spaces, you know what I mean? Because of the things we got to face in life. And sometimes those spaces be energies that, you know, like can cause you to think, or maybe say something that you said that's contrary to what it is that you know you're really trying to accomplish. You know what I mean?
There's still more messages.
Oh, okay.
Who else? Come on, Ital.
So these are the cards you gifted me. Thank you.
Can I see it again?
This is the Baba Larisha. Wait, am I getting it in the camera?
Oh, okay, yeah, the Orisha card, yeah.
Yep. So this is the Baba Larisha. So this is absolutely awesome, because just even looking at it, you can see his confidence, you know, and just his assuredness in his movement. You can see and tell his connectedness with spirit, you know, how he raises his hand to acknowledge spirit and to just kind of like claim that power and claim that energy. And so what it says for this one is, it's a virtuous, prudent, just man giving wise counsel and making wise decisions with a deep and emotive psychology that will go deep inside your mind and heart, full protection against all evil, peace and spirituality, solidarity, a measured, continuous person, cautious person, and above all, showing strong meditation ability, concentration, and willpower. Good sense, which must prevail, or he could do nothing required of him or requested from him. This card advises perseverance, will, and analysis of goals. Let your spirit and mind prevail over matter. Have a strong belief in a higher power, Almighty God, which is the only way to success. And then it has a little something from Shakespeare. There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. I think that's absolutely perfect description of you and how you think. Yeah.
I want to add, because like I know on my card, it's coming from the heart, and I saw on Nala's card, your card was leading from the heart too. So as we're talking, I'm just like, it's gonna come to pass because you're leading from your heart.
I say.
Yeah.
I say, like, okay, let me listen to everyone else, because in my mind I'm putting it all together. Like, just listen to everybody putting it all together. So Ayo.
So the card I pulled for you is the waxing moon, and it says the energy is gaining momentum. And that card says basically, during this cycle, hope springs eternal. It's a very positive omen indicating that you can create the reality that you're dreaming of, though it's going to take some work. You're not quite there, but you are on the cusp of it. This is the time of energies rising up and emotion. You ask yourself, where do you want to go, and making sure that you believe you really can get there. You have to take practical steps towards your goals, but whichever mode you decide to get there, whether it's meditation, whether it's steps you take, whether it's the belief, you're on the right track. And it says for you to take the time to talk with the moon and affirm to the moon that you know that you are headed in the right direction. And then it's just capturing and taking in that moon energy, because your situation is full of potential. The dreams that you are expecting, that you have seen, they are all capable of coming true, as long as you put in that effort, as long as you are doing your part along with the universe. But keep moving forward. Don't let situations and people and things halt you or slow you down. You have to keep your mind on the goal. And when you feel yourself start to move away from that, or something or some situation tells you, or let me work on this in a few minutes, you have to keep moving forward, and you have to go back to the moon and affirm, I know I'm in the right direction. I know I'm headed in the right direction. And take in that moon energy when you start to feel yourself losing focus or drive towards that dream that you said that you know is going to come to pass. It says that sometimes that the moon will be slightly bigger and rounder to you on those nights, and when those nights happen, others won't see it, and you'll try to tell them, can't you see, look how bright, look how big, and they don't see it. It's because that moon energy is trying to speak to you, and it's trying to replenish you. So take that in. Take that in, and all the power that is within that that vision, that the way you are seeing that moon, because you're the only one who is seeing it in that light.
In that way.
And if anybody else sees it in that light, like we saw Horus, Eye of Horus at the retreat, never forget it. But
right.
I take it as anybody else that sees that, then they are in tune with that same vision, with that same energy, and they are the ones that will support and help and guide you on that journey, because they were privileged to see it with you. They were privileged to kind of be exposed to the light of you.
Wow.
And everybody can't go.
Everybody can't
go. Everybody cannot go with you.
Everybody can't go.
Thank
you,
Ayo.
Those that do see it, take them with you, because those are the ones that are supposed to go with you.
That's the plan. That's the plan. That is the plan.
Keisha.
Ashe, thank you, Queen.
Come on through, Keisha. We can't hear you, boo.
Come on now, Spirit. Now I know you're gonna let me hear the mess.
Look on the bottom and see if there's something with your audio settings, because I can see where you're unmuting, but I can't hear you. See if it's something with your audio settings. And while you look at that, I'm gonna go to Chalita. We'll come back. Take your time.
Yeah, get it right, because I want to hear it though.
Come.
Okay, so I didn't pull a second card because Spirit led me to pull the card that I pulled earlier when we talked about celestial alignment, because that's what I felt like the energy was. But right now, I normally do not go to the book when I do divinations, but Spirit said, okay, just look in the book, see what it says. So the goddess on this card represents the healer of healers, the teacher of teachers. So when I think about that, and I think about Conjure and Osuntola, you are our teachers, and we are also teachers. So that's what you guys are to us. That is why when we talk about alignment and when we talk about village, we are the village. The village is here and the village is growing. And Conjure, because of the love that you have for life and for us, that just is what brings everything together. And I'm trying not to get emotional and teary eyed, but
don't do it, Shalita. I'm a crybaby. Don't do it.
It's
don't
coming, but
oh man,
y'all know we all been through stuff and still going through it. But every time I come to one of these classes, or every time I'm in the midst of this family, it just brings a whole new light to everything. And the reason why we are here and what we have to do to grow. I remember as a child when I used to have dreams of living in a village, being a part of a village life. And to the way I met y'all, you know, none of this stuff started clicking until I started ET. And I've said this before, I came to ET just because I was supporting Osuntola and her husband. This was like the first time I ever met Conjure. And I was just being supportive, and then everything clicked like, yo, this is what I've been dreaming about. And then not only that, through the midst of me transforming, myself and being ready to be a part of whatever it was that was coming, I met somebody, in my life who I was able to bring to the family and who has the same vision. Y'all, all I know is when I'm with this class, when I'm with this family, when y'all teach, I always feel I'm being guided in the right direction. And I'm telling you, Osuntola, you know how ride or die I am. I will not, that is not something I will be letting go. Not something I will be letting go at all. So whatever.
We get it, sis. Oh man.
I love you, Shalita.
Shalita, if you only
I love y'all.
I love you, yo. I love you too.
When you say ride or
love you too.
die, yo, Shalita, like I know that to be fact, your support, your love, your energy. I think I was telling Naru or I one of the two about that last retreat. And I was telling them about how I was flying off the handle and how you just sat calmly. It's okay. Because if this happens, then this is what we're going to do. And if that happens, it's all right. You know what I'm saying? Like your energy is felt with me too. Like I love you. I truly do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You know,
I appreciate you.
I remember the last retreat, whatever. You remember me and you was sitting on the pier, was listening to music, you know what I mean? Just that whole vibe with you. We sung together.
Yeah.
You know, I held your hand, you know what I mean? Like, yo, like, that's how I feel about you. Like, I love you, yo.
Y'all.
I love you, you know what I mean? And
thank you.
You know, like, you are like, yo, we tribe, we family, like, we're gonna be together.
It's coming.
It's coming. Trust that. It's coming. It's coming.
Come on through, Keisha.
It's coming.
Thank you, Shalita. We all water bags over here. I'm trying to get myself together. That was just, it's beautiful. I'm just gonna read my card.
Read your card.
3 of Pentacles. Can y'all hear me? It says it's a good time for new team projects and group business ventures. Business partnership is advisable. Teamwork is essential to achieving your goals. Hard work is noticed. Good planning and careful preparation pays off with profit. Confidence, you do everything right in others' eyes. That was the card that I pulled. 3 of Pentacles for you.
I mean, just to say this right quick, I'll be getting in trouble for that. Like, because Osuntola be like, you think you just know everything. Like, whenever we get into our little back and forths every now and then, like, you always think you're right. You know what I mean? You think you know everything, but it's not a, you know, I don't be trying.
You wise.
But a lot of times that can come off as like, and that's something I got to be careful about, even, you know, dealing with astrology, is that I could come off like that. Like, even though I know what I be talking about, but I still got to be careful, because with people, it can come off in a certain kind of way. You know what I mean? But like, is that all of the cards?
Everybody who wants to speak got to speak.
Right. And, you know, like, dang, I just want to, you know, like, say certain things that I don't know, you know, like, I'm looking over there at Osuntola.
I don't know what you want to say.
No, it's because, like, me and Osuntola have been put in a position, like, coming out of this historical experience. I'm just watching you as I'm talking. This historical experience that we just had, you know what I mean, that we just went through, that we was elevated up into a certain place, like, and it's about community, like what our purpose is moving forward, because me and Osuntola always have been communal people, but it's like a new level of what that word really means, and like, and what our purpose is now, like what it is for us to accomplish now, and we are moving forward in that energy now. And this is why we say, like, yo, things are getting ready to be different. Like, the way that we teach is getting ready to be different. What we get ready to teach about is getting ready to be different. Like, the movement of what it is that we are gonna accomplish. I don't know who's gonna be there or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But what we are, like, what we gonna accomplish, this is what collectively, like, these cards are just reinforcing.
Key has one.
Okay.
Key got one. Come through, Key.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Shell. Hold on, let me put you on speaker so we can see your beautiful face too. I'll be excited.
I got seasons.
You
see it?
Yes.
So this card says you have entered a new cycle that is very old. Allow yourself to become present. Trust in divine timing. Don't be in such a hurry. There are no shortcuts here. And then it says, are you ready for a new beginning? You are in or entering a new season that will force you to evolve. This is a time of major transition. You are not stuck. You are holding on to old patterns. Change can be terrifying. Allow yourself to be mentored. When you choose a new path, you are ripe for self-sabotage. A commitment test from the universe may pop up to delay this new pathway. Stay the course. Your time is now. And the declaration is, I am limitless.
Girl, first of all, can I just say before he even say anything, how awesome it is to get a reading from you? Because I can remember you coming into the shop, be like, you remember me because what you said, what you said, yes. The card that, yeah, that's her. What you said, the card you pulled, if you only understood how on point that card. Listen.
Right, like, you know, just adding on to that, like, you know, like, like when something, and I spoke about this earlier, like when something is placed on your plate that is really like so big, you know what I'm saying? And you know, to accomplish it, it's gonna take everything that everyone has been saying, like to accomplish it, you know what I'm saying? Like going beyond, like limiting myself, like really letting old things go. Like this is really a new world, truly a new world that we all have entered into, and like old things have to go, and this is why we are changed, like while we're in the process of changing everything. Y'all are gonna see soon. Look what we are about now, why we had to be quiet, why we don't be on Facebook, why we not doing lives, and we not doing anything.
We ain't out and about anymore.
We're not out and about in these streets, you know what I'm saying? Because of what is at hand. What is at hand?
That's facts.
Right.
He's doing such a good job.
I'm not going into too many details at the same time.
I'm telling you, he's doing such a good job.
What we are doing collectively, like, and I say that because like we a tribe.
Mashay won't have something she must like to add.
Okay.
I had pulled a card a minute ago, grief.
Okay.
I thought that fit in exactly what we were talking about. And it says for the guidance, give spirit your grief, bawl it out, wail it out, cry it out, sob, shriek, shred tears, surrender it, give it over. The declaration is, I am supported by my loved ones, those who are seen and those who are unseen.
And the reason why that's on point is because of this newness, like a lot of old things, like it has been grief, because a lot of people that I cared about, just different things like that, for an example, that are not there anymore because of this place, this transition. And someone said, like, everyone can't go, like, and how real that is. Those things that you got to leave behind. It can be very hurtful. And it has been hurtful for me because these have been some people that I love. You know what I mean? That I love. And just to see how spirit is moving things, you know what I mean? Rearranging things and placing new people or just new situations in places that I thought someone will always be. You know what I mean? It has been a grieving process. Like, yo, we done been through so much, yo. I know we show up, we be smiling and we be playing the role and we be playing the part, but we have been through so much emotionally, mentally, spiritually, in order for us to get to where we are at now. You know what I mean? And to take on what spirit has commanded us to take on, because for me and Osuntola, it's no turning back now. It's no turning back. Like, we have crossed over the line. You know that line they said, if you cross this line and you ain't coming back from it, like, we have crossed that line. Yeah. And it ain't no turning back. And so, like, it's joyful at the same time, but like a lot of grief has came with that, a lot of struggling with letting old things go, whether it's people or just habits, letting old things go that can't come into this new place that we're at now. And I know as we move forward, we'll be able to talk about it more, like as we move forward, especially as we get into this
shadow work,
you know what I mean? And then plus
illuminating that bitch.
But what is here now? Like we ain't in that yet, but it's coming. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all.
So I just want to say it's 3:30. Everybody is more than welcome to stay.
Right.
But we only hold you for 2 hours. So if you want to leave, that's fine. You have to
leave, yes.
It's fine. No, you know what I'm saying? If this is something that you want us to do another class on so we can continue to do the divining together, we can go ahead and set that up for you know, the group, the collective prior to the next class. And you know what I'm saying? Continue to build. But you don't have to stay if you cannot stay. Of course, Sasha. Okay, Io.
Okay, I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna keep it short. Let me say this. So if you have never watched the Avatar, I urge you guys to watch the Avatar. More than that, probably the very last Avatar. That is when the Avatar has this power that comes through him, and it comes through his eyes, his third eye, his mouth, his ears, his limbs, and it's this light of power before he takes over his enemy and all things around him go back to a place of peace. I had a dream of me in that same light, but this was like years ago. Didn't know what the heck it meant. I thought maybe it's because I've been watching Avatar for too long, because I'm a cartoon freak. But then we had this conversation today. To me, like where we're going, this journey that we're walking is like, that's where we're headed, where it's just, if you haven't seen Avatar, maybe you saw the movie with Fifth Element. Okay, I'm probably aging myself, no big deal. Watch one or both of them. But it's that same thing where it's just this person and all of the powers of the essence of the universe itself just comes through that vessel, and it makes everything around them this place of peace. That's what this journey is. That's what we're doing describes. That's where you're going from this journey, is describing, is that you will be able to recognize the power of your essence, your energy, your chakras, your third eyes, your power, just everything. All that light will come through because the doors will be open. You will have learned how to allow that energy to flow the way it was intended to before we were taught to block it. So just look at the movie, find the cartoon. I'm telling you, when you see it, you'll understand what I mean when I say what I'm saying, and you'll be able to probably put into vision what your journey is taking you through. Because as you're not going to get all that power through every limb all at once. He had to work to get to that. Bye guys. He had to work to get to that. Avatar had to work to get to that. The girl who was in the fifth element, she had to work to get to that, to the elements of earth, wind, water, fire, and being able to harness the powers of all of those energies. That's what this journey is. That's where this journey can take you, so that everything you touch, to hell with Midas, everything you touch will bring you peace. We'll bring those around you joy. We'll be like gold. We'll bring you riches, your gifts, your innate gifts that were buried on purpose. Those things will be able to come forth, and they'll be able to grow, and that energy that was always you, will be able to flow freely.
Ashe.
In this journey, y'all, I'm telling you, every time I come here is just something new, and I love it, and I love y'all, and I love you newbies, and I love my old schools, my OGs. Etheric Touch is life. I say that, I mean that, ET is life. It's life.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
I'm done. I'm quiet.
Okay.
Thank you.
Again, if you want to leave, you can leave.
Right.
If you don't want to leave, then I would love to see what the ancestors have for me.
Yes, got the balance out the equation.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Osuntola is twin flames, y'all.
Oh my goodness gracious.
If you don't know, you will. We are twin flames. Everybody throws that word around.
I'm ready. Whenever you are. He said he gonna come back in a minute. Well, whoever, okay, Masha, let's go.
I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, but it's Wounded Healer.
Segment.
Segment, Wounded Healer. Heal thyself. Everyone gets your best except you. You are a healer among your tribe. Stop putting your needs last. It is safe to put first.
Okay, so I see y'all gonna just be putting all my business out here on the streets. All right, you right. You right. I'm gonna shut up. I'll come back to it. I'll come back to it. I'll come back. Good gracious. Already just rude. All right, who's up?
See, I'm back.
It's already rude too. Come on, Nice Al. Got the wounded healer.
The one who get wounded.
Masha.
So I got, it says V of fire. I'm wondering if that's supposed to be the Roman numeral 5 of fire. I don't know. Wait. Man. Can you see that? So, okay, so it's a dragon. Hold on, I gotta move up to the light to see it better. It's a dragon and it's being like poked and prodded by you know, a variety of people. Look like townsmen, you know, whatever the case may be. Okay, so hold on, I'm gonna have to look in the book. Un momento, por favor. I'm still getting to learn this deck very much so. I don't know where to find it. Wait, meaning of numbers. Okay, so let's see. Let's see, because I'm thinking it's probably I'm thinking that's the Roman numeral. Hold on.
Yeah, it's 5 of fire.
Yeah. Okay, so 5 of fire. Okay, that's what I thought. So let me go into the numbers. All right. Bum, bum, bum. Enchanted. Okay, y'all might want to come back to me till I get this. Till I get
We'll
it
come
here.
back to you.
We'll come back.
We'll come back. Come through, Shalita. Take your time.
All right, so I actually got 2 cards. The first one was grounding. So it goes back to healing yourself and, you know, make sure you take care of yourself because, you know, we know you always gonna be there for us, but we need you to be here. So you have to take care of yourself in order to be here. And the second card I got was creativity. I mean, we already know you're a visionary. So whatever you and him conjuring up over there, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. But keep yourself grounded. Keep yourself grounded. You know we love you and we are patient. We know whatever y'all come with is going to be powerful. Whatever you creating over there, you visualizing over there, it's going to be powerful. And we going to be patient. We waiting for it. And we ready.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Thank
you.
Ashe.
I do need to be grounded. I do need to be grounded. I'll come back.
She's learning
with your Libra self.
Right.
I mean, you know, I stay in the air or whatever.
Back and forth.
But you're right. And I'll come back to that one as well. Prude, y'all just okay. Come through. Okay. Masha got her hand raised. Go ahead.
Grounding came back up.
Wow.
So I don't need to go over it, but I also got rage. Just the declaration. I have a right to my feeling, to feel my feelings.
That's double time, Masha. I really feel like you're trying to tell me something.
Yeah. Because like that's what she told her, like when she really feels something, it's coming out. It's coming out.
You're right, sis. It's not you. It's spirit. You right.
Right.
Damn. Okay, Naru, what's going on, yo? Oh, they all in your business today. Oh, like I ended up getting 2 cards for you too, and it was Earth Worship. And you can see the butterfly, the bee, and the bird. Of course, the tree with the many branches, the feather, the white feather that is in her hand. As she is meditating and focusing on and loving the crystals. Those are crystals. And then the flow of water and abundance in that background. And it says, Earth Worship is a card of celebration for the fulfillment of a journey. You have achieved much and have much to celebrate. Like the seasons flowing from one to another, you too have reached a place of harmony and wholeness. Even if your dreams are not yet fulfilled, your spirit is at peace and knows all is well. Take some time to reflect on your journey. What lessons have you learned? In what ways can you express gratitude for all that you have done? This card is called Worship because you deserve this time to bask in the glory that is upon you. Let the totality of your life seep into your bones and protect all that you have, just as you protect our beautiful Mother Earth. The most literal expression of this card is to seek ways to do your part to heal the planet. Consider adopting a zero-waste lifestyle, eating organic foods, or volunteering in earth-based charities. As you work to heal Mother Earth, so shall she support you on your path to further success. And the other card that came out is Sacred Waters. So you can see her in those waters that look like healing waters. So sacred waters are healing waters. And it says, drunken by the swell of the sea, I can feel the blanket of her embrace. Unafraid of the presence releasing the cords, I call her in, I call her deeply within. And the message for that card is, this card comes to a reading when you are ready to heal wounds that have troubled you for many moons. Perhaps lingering pains from things lost, the weight of the past that creeps up to haunt you at night.
Pulling sacred waters is a sign that you will soon be renewed and your soul will release the cords that have bound you to hurtful memories of old. You may not know what needs to be healed. You could be carrying baggage that isn't immediately present in your consciousness, but the effects of such deep healing will become evident in the changes happening around you. Do not question the blessings coming into your life. They are here because you are slowly learning to wash away the blocks that have previously prevented such abundance. Ooh. Sacred waters reminds you to be gentle with yourself in the coming weeks. Difficult emotions or painful memories may surface, but this is your spirit bringing them to your awareness so they can be healed for good. If you do experience painful memories, allow them to wash over you. I'm gonna tell you all, I'm gonna tell you all why what Spirit just said and spoke to my sister is resonating with me, because she has blessed me with the honor of a trust that I know she does not give to everyone. And there are some things that I have been able to experience that she has dealt with, and how those cards just come to tell you that you can let go, that you can really release it all of it. You can let it go. Everything that's been hard for the both of you, all the challenges that have come up for various reasons, people, places, and things, and the things that have even as much as recently taken place, you can let it go. It has nothing to do with either one of you anymore. Even the things that have taken place between the both of you, they're gone. It's done. It is finished as of today. And the both of you in that bond, and the little fractures that were meant to come and break you apart, those fractures are filled and healed today because y'all can just let it go. I love you all. I thank the ancestors and spirit for using me in a certain way in you all's life. I do not take that for granted. I don't take for granted what they are showing me my lane is within this tribe. I love each and every one of you. I don't speak those words lightly. Hopefully, I know some of the newbies will have an opportunity to get to know that for yourself, that what y'all see with me is what you get, and this love is real. And this journey is real, and this is what each one of us is here for one another for. I am so filled right now because I just know that there's a new peace, an even deeper peace that you all get to experience today. I love you all.
We love you too. And this is how you always do for us. Like, yo, you always come with the message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll come back to that. I'll come back to it. Thank you.
I just
Janice.
wanted to say, because not to interrupt, I apologize, but we always use the word love, but I'm gonna tell y'all, love is not a strong enough word for this tribe. It's deeper than that. It's so much deeper than that. And y'all really, I just needed to say that so y'all understand. It's not a strong enough word for the feelings that I have for this tribe.
I am trying not to cry. That is my goal. Okay. I am trying to keep it together over here. Be gentle with me.
You know,
go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say right quick, like, what's so amazing to me is just like, yo, we sitting here watching energy shift into a whole nother realm. Like, you know, as it relates to like what me and Osuntola, like the task that we have been given, and watching the energy naturally transition into that space without us even really saying anything, but watching the energy just naturally go to that space. Like it's just, it got me speechless, really.
What's your name?
Okay. So I had started pulling this card when Ital had pulled that 5 of fire card. And so when I saw that, the dragon, I was just thinking about like people coming against you, right? But when I pulled the card, my first card was the silence card. So like, despite what's going on for you, like, cause in the silence, it's the moon again. You know, I feel like the moon has been like ongoing throughout, but it's at peace in the silence. So just for you to continue to maintain whatever silence you got going on, like that's your peace. So then the next card that I pulled was the success card. So, you know, that patience, everything is being birthed, that success, just the success over the world, right? And then, because I had pulled 3 cards, I actually pulled 4, but 3 cards came from the Osho deck, the participation. So you got success through the participation, you know, and I know we've been talking about the collective. So success through participation from your silence, no matter what's going against you. And then this is from the Ganesh deck, achievement, because again, the success. And I feel like another ongoing thing from the other cards was again with the moon, but I know with Naru's card, it was 2 things. One thing with Naru's card, I saw the rape. That first card you pulled, I saw the rape in that. So because it was talking about that grounding, so that rape. But the other ones, it was an ongoing theme of that feminine energy and the moon. And I know Conjure, they had said for you, like the moon is gonna be, so the moon too. But when I saw that, I was like, oh, Osuntola is your moon. So when you seek counsel from the moon, like you also seeking counsel from Osuntola. And because I'm not, that first card when I think it was the can't remember. It was the card that I pulled for you on Conjure. It had the moon cycles going across. So that again, that's Osuntola, is that moon over you. That's part of your nature. So continue to seek that counsel in her. But it's here. Everything is saying success, achievement, the patience and the silence, like, because the achievement is here, but it's through the collective, and it's through the collective and through that feminine energy. So yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna have to get some readings from some of y'all. Y'all giving me this, 1 cards now, but it's like, that's amazing, because like me and Osuntola have been placed in a place of silence. Like, y'all can't have no opinions. You can't say nothing about anything. All of this stuff going, like me and Osuntola have been getting attacked. Yeah. But in the midst of that silence, don't say anything. Like none of this is gonna stop your victory. Like no one is gonna stop what, like your ancestors have planned for you. You know what I mean? Just remain silent in the midst of, really, a rage could be coming. A rage really could be coming, but not being able to say anything about anything, not having no opinions, rumors coming back about you, like all kind of things happening, you know what I mean? And not being able to say anything in this moment, that we're in right now, because of the importance that is playing in the victory that we also have. You know what I mean? So that's spot on. And Osuntola is my moon. Like she is the one, like, we talk about everything. Like if I'm going like, you know what I mean? Like she is my moon. And I'm just so grateful. I know this is her card, and I'm going in on it, but I'm just so grateful to have that, because like that's a sacred time for a man to have, like, they call pillow talk, like that's really a ritual. You can go like with your queen, like your moon, and you can tell her your innermost feelings, those things that you can't share with the world, and have such a wise, like feminine goddess energy to guide me, to help guide me, like in my journey. And she is that for me. She is my moon.
You're my son.
So yeah.
I say.
Right.
Okay, I Oh,
Yeah,
y'all,
so
good gracious, I need to exhale.
I pulled 4 cards, but I'm not going to go into them deeply. I'm just going to tell you what they said in the order that they came. The first one was take the time to breathe out in the disseminating moon. The second one said that your commitment is being tested in the first quarter moon. The third one said emotions are running high in the super moon. Y'all know that means up, 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 up. But I had to read that I had to read to myself the last card that came in the full moon. That means, you know, when the full moon comes, that's the cycle is where it's supposed to be, and that was to surrender to the divine. So in all that everybody was talking about, in your silence, in your commitment, in your oneness with one another, and Osuntola being your moon conjure, these cards are for O, and O, as your emotions are running high and you're trying to control all that is coming towards you, and you want to scream, you want to yell about it all, you want to cry about it, you want to be like, this shit is too much, I back the fuck off of me for a minute. Let it happen. As Hala said, let it flow and surrender to the divine, because there's a reason. It's an empowering time. The cards are empowering, but it's also telling you to take the time to breathe, because it's coming. It's coming, but take the time to breathe so that you can balance it all. Because as the second card said, your commitment is being tested. That next level of where you're trying to get to is being tested. So it's because of that you're going to feel like emotions are running high. Everybody's going to get on your nerves. Kids, Conjure, ET, everybody outside, the damn weather is going to get on your nerves. But surrender to the divine, because she is just there to get you to the place you need to be. She is just empowering you and strengthening you for the next level that you all have decided to go. You made that decision. So now that commitment is going to get tested. But it's okay. It's okay. And we've all already spoke that all the support and the guidance and cheerleading and love that you all need to get there, it's already here. It's in your village. It's part of your community. Surrender to it and know that we got you. We got you.
Ashe, 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 Ashe.
Okay. You ready, Asal?
I am. Atal's always ready.
Okay. Okay, I'm not. Okay, so we're back to the 5 of fire. So again, let me in this damn camera. Okay, so I don't know how well you can see that, but again, it's a dragon, and he's got 5 people, 5 like villagers, people, men, you know, poking and prodding at him with like balls of fire. And as you can see, he's like surrounded by fire. So it's like they're trying to push him back, you know, keep him away. So just upon my looking at that, you know, the feeling I got was, of course, you are that dragon that, you know, is trying to be kept at bay, you know. But again, a dragon is a very, very powerful creature. And as you can see, it's, even though it's surrounded by fire, it's not being engulfed in the fire. So it's not able to burn you up, it's not able to take you down. And then, of course, as a dragon, then you have that capability to fight fire with fire, you know. So that's letting me know as well, just that strength to continue to always tap into that strength to not allow anything or anyone to push you out of where you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to be doing. And so what this says is, okay, so a fire-breathing dragon is defeated, chased away, and kept at bay with lighted logs. Fire is fought with fire. This is what these 5 men think and do with faith and tenacity. Meaning, and it did come out upright, is use the same weapons as your opponents or more powerful ones. Your cleverness and astuteness, the fire itself, should be part of a strategy to deliver an accurate blow and have an efficient defense. The struggle will be hard and tiresome. The beast will try to corrupt you. Do not allow yourself to be tempted. Otherwise, it will catch you. Fight fairly and the victory will be yours. You know, so that told me a lot because it also gives me, you know, it also just reminds me again of you, your personality, you know, your tenacity, your fight, you know, and then also how that anger can also be a very, very temptation for you, you know, and in the past has been very easy to just kind of fall into that. It's also saying that, you know, rather than falling into that temptation, just go with basically just go with what you know, or what you're used to. It's like, nah, continue and continue to fight this fight, you know, with integrity, with business, and also I just love how all of the cards just hang together, you know. The card that was just like leading to the water, you know, and the ocean. And the beautiful thing about that, well, is that, you know, that water is also a thing that's going to calm the fire. So it's always to continue to stay in that space, continue to maintain that, and continue to have that balance in all that you guys do. And that be for both, you know, just continue to maintain that balance and continue to trust in your power and your strength, because you know the path that you're on, you understand it, you're very invested in it, and it's just like keep moving, not anything or anyone.
Ashe. I appreciate it. I will respond momentarily. Mashaya.
Queen Ya Asetinwa. Level up. I thought that was kind of awesome.
Can I see it again?
Can you show it again?
Yes.
Say something, Mashaya, so I can see it.
Level up. I feel that you're already on that energy of leveling up. You're doing everything you need to do to connect with your spirit, It says, raise your standards. A leap forward for one is a leap forward for the tribe. Your choices can raise the frequency of your community and the planet. Divine timing is on my side. You're already doing it.
Shay. That's it.
It is very interesting. First of all, shout out to everybody. So one of the beautiful things about this is that you can see how intuitive you already are. You can see how you can tune into the messages of spirit. So a lot of times, Conjure and I put ourselves on the chopping block, right, so that you can see. Everything was correct. Everything. The thing about the wounded healer, the best healers are the ones that are healing themselves. And so one of the things that Conjure and I strive for is not to be placed on a pedestal, but to make sure that we stay grounded so that you can see that this is our life. Right. You know, that we have our own things going on. We have our own journey. We have our own challenges. We have our own life lessons, and try to handle that
as best we know
as
how
gracefully
to. Yeah.
as we know how to. This period of time in 2022 has been the hardest year of our lives, individually and as a couple and as a family. Very hard lessons have hit. When somebody said silence, not only were we commissioned to be quiet, but I could not express anything. You know what I'm saying? When Isal talks about my rage, and few people get to see my rage. You know, if you get to see I try to warn people that's close to me, like about the rage before you interact. You know, like it's different until it comes like in your direction, and then good gracious, I apologize ahead of time. But even with that, that's something that is I'm learning something about myself. Even with that, I'm learning about when it's necessary, when it's not. That five of fire, the dragon card. There's not one direction in my life that has not hit. Every direction, in every direction, period, that you could possibly think of that could happen in somebody's life, it has hit this year for me. So the silence was necessary. The patience is necessary. I remember achievement and success. So much of that comes from the inner transformation that's happening. So much of what you all said is, you know, you need time for yourself. You need to feed yourself like you feed others. And this is the first time that I've actually probably taken that very seriously in my life. In this place of, in this quiet space. And like Conjure says, we had a very big ceremony, ritual, spiritual experience happen recently. And even in that, you know, like I told Naru the other day, I don't even know who I am right now, to be honest. You know, I don't really know. I'm learning myself again. So the silence is necessary because I am learning myself, but also understanding that I still have responsibilities. I have responsibilities to the tribe. You know, I have responsibilities. I must show up. We must be able to feed the people. That's part of who I am. Not being able to feed the people, it's part of, you know what I'm saying? It's like opposite direction of my destiny and my path. So yes, you might hear that we're quiet for some time, but then we come back out and, you know, everything you all said, Naru with the earth worship, you already know, you know what I'm saying? You know how, I don't know how other people teach, but the foundation of what we teach is about our ancestors. The foundation, like we don't talk about other deities. We don't really talk about other, even though they're there and we could, you know what I'm saying? But foundationally speaking, what our people need more than anything else is that relationship, that relationship with our ancestors. That is what's going to heal the generational traumas. That is going to, which ultimately will come with healing the village. And that's part of our destiny, our purpose too. Even the water, the sacred waters. One of the things that crying is healing. Crying is the sacred waters, you know.
Devon, wait.
What's wrong? Crying is part of the sacred waters. Spiritual baths is part of the sacred waters. And in those spaces, that's what helps to balance the rage, right? So I'm not on Facebook screaming.
She don't live a life just walking around in no rage, nothing like that.
Ain't nobody thinking that. They know that's the energy of the day.
She ain't just a person in no rage.
I mean, they would know that.
Beautiful person.
They would know that. It's evident.
And when those things happen, when it's time to turn up, she gonna turn up. She gonna turn all the way up.
I mean, you know, it's part of my ancestry too. But even being able to balance it, right? Like, you know, don't nobody want to have to talk to somebody who's always in a rage or always, you know, pushing that energy out. So what I do know is yes, achievements. Yes, success. Yes, village life. Yes. One of the things somebody said was, let us pour into you. That's not the easiest thing. You know what I'm saying? We said that to other people in the collective. It's not the easiest thing to be vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? To be vulnerable. But I try, you know what I'm saying? I try to show up authentically and whatever it is that is necessary at the time. So very thankful for the readings. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Right.
I am not getting ready to cry with y'all today. Tears came. The readings were completely on point. Completely everything everyone said. We do have, this period of time has been greatly about trust. Greatly. When you talked about surrender, when you talk about let the divine do what it does, like, you know, even in the midst of being like the dragon being attacked, but the divine has plans. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? You can't take away what is destined for me. You know what I'm saying? And in my human self, yeah, I feel some kind of way, but in my divine self, I have faith and trust in what my ancestors are doing, what the universe is doing. You know what I'm saying? And it can't be stopped.
It cannot.
It's only going to grow. It's only going to expand as we grow and we expand. You know? So thank you. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, y'all. So let me know what it is that you all want to do. I'm going to stop the recording. Let me know what you want to do. We've been on here